Awesome. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is exciting. Today we have myself, Zonite, and our boys over here, Shroud and Gideon.
Hello.
It was good.
It's an interesting day today. We got the best team supposedly right now in the tournament, Eclipsing Tides Blood Moon and the Challengers Novasphere Gaming Alpha. I First time here, first time experiencing. Guys, can you tell me a little bit about these teams and what has gone through in the past, I'd say 3 or 4 series with these teams?
Well, for right now, ET Blood Moon is, if I'm not wrong, undefeated. And Novasphere Gaming is right now fighting their spot through top five right now. We'll see if they can take down the reigning champs, I guess.
Yeah, everything that I've seen so far from their just looking at their past games, it's definitely heavily favored for Blood Moon right now. They have incredibly good stat lines in general. They have really good team comps. Novasphere looks like they kind of struggle in a few areas. Um, I'm really hoping to see maybe we have like a underdog situation. Never know.
I'm always a big fan of the underdog situation. We got to see it in the LCS just past weekend here, NRG. But
NRG
today,
took it.
today, Novasphere's time. Maybe today. So, Eclipsing Tide, they've undefeated. No one's been able to take them out just yet. Is there a specific character, person, player, team that is making this roster stand up and high above everybody else right now? And I think I heard you say, Shroud, that are they reigning champs? Are they past series champions?
This team just got together. They've
Oh,
been
okay.
practicing for a while though. I've had the I've played with a lot of their members a couple of times, and they are very good at the game. They have very good understanding of where they should be. They got coached by someone that I've been coached by before, very good coach, and it's looking really good for them. They are a roster that I would never bet against on. And
I
just
That's a
talking
bold
about
claim. I like that.
yeah, just talking about draft a bit. I like Novasphere's R1 R2. I
All
think
right.
Maokai Jace is a very solid pickup, and it offers a lot of fight control. You can't really walk into an objective that Maokai Jace have already marked as their territory.
All
I
right. And
actually
then
agree on this. Yeah.
blue side pick up the Rel to follow up with the Graves after it. I
Great.
This is interesting. I've seen Graves pop up here and there, but not as much as I would like to. I feel like Graves is actually a lot stronger than he's being shown in any competitive scene at the current moment. So I'm appreciative to see him back in here again. Do you guys think this is something that's gonna play very well into this Jace Maokai?
I think that Graves can definitely has his moments, but depending on what jungler they pick, he could just simply get ran down throughout the whole game. Like he could just never have any jungle pressure. He doesn't have nearly as much gank pressure as a lot of junglers have right now. Um, he just doesn't really have the tools to lock somebody down and really show that he's a good jungler. Maokai has those tools
Yeah.
if it's jungle and not top. That is.
I would have really liked to see a Sejuani lock in here by ET Blood Moon, but hopefully this Graves can live up to, I guess, its hype. Like you're saying that you wish you could see it more often.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really
And
like this Zeri lock. Novasphere is draft. I'm saying they might take game one just off their first three picks. I really like this draft.
wow, draft alone, that confident, huh? I like that. All right. Well, Neferi's an interesting one. We know that Neferi is going to get a nerf here soon, so that being banned out, is there a specific champ you think they're going to pick up to follow this Neferi and Nico ban? Because it's quite an interesting ban for both of them in the second round.
Akali R4 here does look nice. I am someone who plays Akali a lot, and Akali
Probably just got buffed too.
Akali buffs coming in. two of her counter matchups getting banned away. Could be an R5 Akali for Novasphere because they opt out to pick the support here.
Interesting support pick. You know, seeing the Rel already in the Graves, we already can kind of tell that it's not going to be a Rel jungle, so they don't have to worry about picking up the Rakan. At least that's what I presume, unless they put Graves into the mid or top lane. But still, Thresh gives that a little leeway from the engage from Rel. And I like this pick of Syndra here because you have Maokai to worry about getting up onto your carries, and Syndra gives that a little bit of like support in a sense. But
Victor.
okay, tell me, guys, what do you think about this?
Um, like you, I was more in favor of the Syndra lock-in, but Victor can shine in these type of games where they are probably going to try to force out Xayah cleanse, Xayah R with Maokai, and then try to collapse on her. Victor does offer a lot of damage if he's not focused, so could work.
Oh,
Olaf,
Interesting.
I think Olaf's not
Interesting.
a bad pick here, actually. I think that with all the amount of CC
Jace
that they
top,
have right now, with it being Jace top, Olaf can easily snowball this Jace if he's given the opportunity.
Cork.
Oh, okay. Going back and forth between the Anivia and the Corki here.
I
I
like Corky more here.
really okay. Please explain. I'm interested. Why the Corki
Um,
over the Anivia here?
The Corki offers something Anivia doesn't. Anivia offers a lot of obviously fight control, pick potential, but Corki just offers this straight poke that Novasphere game is clearly hovering towards with their draft. So if a fight initiates with Corki shooting 3 missiles at anyone and Jace hitting one shock blast, the fight's over if that lands on a carry. I really like their idea of draft with Maokai and Corki package engaged too. I really think this draft. Think Novasphere Gaming won draft.
They definitely have the better front to back, like 100%. All they have to do is sit back, throw their abilities, not have to worry about getting collapsed on by Olaf, and just kite him out throughout the whole team fight. And they basically win if they can do it right.
Basically, it comes down to the execution of it all. We need these
On
guys to execute properly,
Yeah.
and we'll see some. We'll probably see the first game Blood Moon will lose? Question mark.
Well, I wouldn't count them out
Ah,
just
there it is.
because they're really good, but their comp is a little more difficult to manage. Other than Novasphere's comp is just we poke before objective, we want objective control a minute before objective, and we just sit in bushes and wait for people to face check us. It's a very easy comp to play. It's a lot of pick potential, it's a lot of poke potential. They have really good scaling with the Zeri Corki, a really good gank setup with Maokai Thresh. I don't know how ET Blood Moon gets past this sort of comp early game and late, but I want to see how they do it. My money is still on Blood Moon.
Ooh, doubling down. I like it. Now, my question here, or my next question here is, with the Olaf and the Victor picked, I like the idea or concept of a 1-3-1 for this team. If they don't want to play around having to try to deal with this poke or face checking the brushes, would they be more favorable to have Victor and Olaf into a side lane to try to spread out the map a little bit more, or does that actually hurt them in the long run?
I think that the only way they really get any pressure throughout this game is if they have Olaf in a side lane for like most of the game. Because if they don't, then they lose a 5v5 if they're even slightly behind, just
Hmm.
based off of the team comps. So if Olaf is putting pressure in a side lane for the whole game, they constantly have to deal with him on the side lane and never at the objective, and they have to deal with that. They can't just ignore him. And this gives you so much room to play with a Rel and a Victor and being able to collapse on any of their carries if the Maokai's not there, if the Jace isn't there, if any of them aren't there. They have so much more potential to actually get something off of it.
All right, all right. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. And so with this Olaf, at first I was thinking to myself, the Corky pick was interesting because I saw the concept that they were actually trying to go for with the Anivia was kind of wall off the Olaf, make it hard for them to engage. But then you brought up the good point about the poke and additive that Jace and Corki have before fights, that they can make a champion obsolete at this point. Victor and Zaya have to put themselves in a safe position before these objectives, or they'll just get whittled down and suddenly they can't fight. They have no opportunity to play around this because looking at ETBM, Zaya Victor is the main carry threat. They
Yeah.
still have, they still have a lot of threat. Don't get me wrong, but like you said, the Jace Corki, their main focus, Victor Zaya. Now for NSG, if ETBM is looking for an objective and they try to find themselves a team fight, how would you guys try to communicate that to go in their favor? How would you coordinate that team fight against such poke? What is the way to get around this Jace Corki?
They need. This is hard because I don't see how they do win a straight 5v5 unless they have the god engage of somehow picking off Jace Corki
Mm,
with a rel engage from like fog from the side, rel hex flash Wing R, whatever she wants to do, onto the main carries of this poke comp could win them the fight. Well, then there's Zeri that if she doesn't get caught, could just melt through the ET Blood Moon's comp.
It
So I
truly
do,
comes down to the rel. It really does.
yeah, the rel is the main difference in this game for ET Blood Moon, and I want to see how they work around it.
yeah. All right, everybody, we will be right back. We're going to go into a small break here as we get ourselves into game. Stick with us here. We'll be right back into game one. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is game one of this series. Interesting draft. I think all of us here liked both the drafts on for this game. Decent or basic setup at this point, but what do you guys think? Oh, actually, wait, we got an
Uh-oh.
invade.
We got an invade from ET Blood Moon for Vision on Raptors.
I actually like this. This is very good early game pressure, trying to really figure out where this jungler is going to be, so that way you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you really need to find out where Maokai is going to be from his early clear, because Maokai does really like the level 3 gank for either top or bot, which really just shifts a whole lead to that lane.
Looks like even though it's warded, he's going to start top.
He's still oh, interesting. Oh, he's clearing it.
Just clearing the ward, maybe?
Well, now they have potentially an idea where Maokai's going to start.
Oh, he's still going to ward it.
Oh wow, I like this. That's good from the Victor. I like this
Yeah.
confidence, getting in there and getting a ward down for himself still. And are we gonna get a level 1 here? Oh,
While the freeze.
okay, we're back. Here we go. He's gonna
Nice.
follow it up, get a little bit of damage off. Half HP
Half
already. That is going to hurt in the long run, boys.
That is not what you want to be in this Jace's position.
This level 1 is devastating already. He has a lot of pressure in this lane. It makes it very difficult. And Graves is on the other half of the map. You know, Maokai could maybe do something here on the top side. Look for something early. We
Ghost.
already got a ghost. Oh my.
Flash
God.
burned by Jace already.
That is so big for him.
Half HP already. No flash for 5 minutes. And this guy is going to have a hard time. Maokai is on the top side to help out the Olaf, help out the Jace just in case. But we might have an engage on the bot side here.
Oh,
A little bit of damage over to the Zaya.
ET
Thresh gonna
Bloodmoon is
follow
not
up.
level 2 yet.
Can he get the hook?
Oh,
Yes,
the hook.
he can. But I don't think it's going to count for much except for damage, which is huge in these lanes. Let's be honest here. Not level 2 yet, and both down to half HP, having to burn their pots. Looking tough there.
Yeah, bot lane is looking tough.
Graves walking down to the bot lane, trying to maybe come back around. Oh boy.
They have no vision of this.
He is level 3.
All right, now we get the knock up on Thresh. He still has flash, but I don't think he's going to flash away. He's just going to let his ADC run. And who's going to get the first blood? The Zaya is going
Zaya.
to pick up the first blood of this game. I like that a lot. They gave the kill over to Zaya. They made sure that she was able to get some. Oh,
Flash by
Wow.
Zaya.
Bojangles having to flash from the Zeri W and almost got zapped away. I don't know if that would have killed him.
It definitely wouldn't have. Was he scared of the follow-up?
I'm not sure. I think maybe there was a little bit of a little tension there after that gank, and man wanted to make sure that he didn't lose the lead that he just obtained. But now that he doesn't have flash, there could be a potential dive here from the Maokai, but he is spotted in the try before anything else can happen. So I think they're going to reset, and now this actually might count for a plate for Zeri here. This might allow Zeri to get some gold back for herself, unless, oh, they're going to stay. They're going to try to hold this one off, and they do see Maokai once again. But now the threat is still there. He's going to walk forward into the...
Falcon
Oh,
does
flash
connect.
forward.
Flash. And,
Oh my god, the knockback.
and Zaya's acquired lead just gets lost like that.
Suddenly, Zeri now has a kill for herself and potentially a plate, but I think she's going to reset here just after clearing this wave and get herself the gold lead that she has and put it in her inventory instead of having it in her pocket. Gideon Shroud, what do you guys think of this first half of the game right now? 4 minutes in. A lot of fights.
A lot of
Definitely
fights.
Interesting.
Think they should have respected the Maokai dive more. I don't know why there was a decision to stay. After Zaya having no flash, no cleanse. But they can bring it back. It's still Zaya versus Zeri. Zaya does still have more early game pressure than Zeri.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was interested. The Rel and Zaya seemed to walk towards the bush instead of away from it, and tried to fight him before Zeri or Thresh could make it there. But instead, they got popped themselves. But now it's fighting in the top lane. They know he doesn't have flash. Gonna flash on forward.
flash from
Follow with the
Olaf.
axe. He's getting himself down low here, but
Oh, he
Jay's
missed
out
the
in the
Nice
queue. Okay. Nice smoke screen for a second there, but Jay still has vision. Gonna try to go around the minions to keep himself alive, but I think this should be a kill over to Little Fizzy. And a pickup for the top laner here. That's gonna make it just even more difficult for Jace to live in this lane.
I take what is mine is really putting his team on his back right now. These
I agree.
Graves ganks
He's been doing a lot of work right now, yeah.
Graves
Looks like
ganks
they're going for
are
Drake.
working. Graves probably looks for topside invade here. Oh,
Nope, looks like he's just gonna hover
he's
around.
just gonna reset.
They get dragged for 1 kill top lane.
Interesting trade.
I think Novasphere won that. Oh, Thresh stopped. Rel's reset,
I don't
That's
know
you
about this
know
back.
and that is
it.
very big.
Oh
That's a
no.
very big deal
Yeah.
because Rel does not have her reset when Zaya's back to lane.
Now she's opting to stay and not reset.
Which is very big.
She currently has 1,000 gold in her pocket that she's yet to spend.
Little back and forth trade, nothing much, but still, like you guys said, the Rel having trouble. Doesn't have the ability to back and didn't get the items to answer as well to Thresh, or excuse me, or get the advantage on Thresh with those items and gold that she has in her pocket. So it'll be kind of a battle between ADCs, as the supports are mainly just CC at this point.
Namely, very interested how this Jace survives this lane now. With the Olaf opting out to go Sheen. Gideon, I know you
I
play a
don't.
lot of Olaf.
I
Is
definitely don't
this
like the Sheen. Absolutely not.
Not a fan?
Not a fan. He has no wave clear. Usually you go the item that you build into Titanic. What's it called again? I forget what it's called.
Tiamat?
Tiamat. There you go. Usually you go Tiamat, so you have at least some wave clear as Olaf. Um, he has his Q, yes, but Tiamat's just so important for him. Plus the life steal from it. You can just bully anybody in your lane with that life steal. Without it and just having a Sheen, you're gonna get poked down by Jace for the whole lane. Looks like they're opting in to compete for this red.
Oh, and Novasphere is just giving this right away.
Looks like he's just giving it, yeah.
Doesn't look like they have the pressure to answer into their own jungle at the current moment. I like this play. They want the Herald really badly. It's coming up in 14 seconds. It's about to spawn. So what do? Take control of the top side. Take control of whatever you can. You have Zaya, who almost has ult. If she can get ult, it makes it really hard for them to look for anything bot side if Rel is roaming around. So I think Thresh will have to follow and answer the Rel's roams if she ever goes towards top side. But now, both bot laners back in the bot, and I think
Oh,
there's an engage just happened. Yes, there is. A little bit of
Oh,
damage onto the Thresh here. I don't think she has the feathers pull back just yet. But good damage, making Thresh probably have to reset or even just low enough that if they look for another engage, doesn't know in the try, but stops herself just before the bush, and now Maokai
oh
is
no.
going forward here. We're gonna look for a gank here on the bot lane. Flash forward onto
nice
the Rel,
engage
knock
by
him back.
Maokai.
Zeri's gonna follow up with her
Oh,
sparkling, but Zaya is able to pick up a kill for herself. Feathers use, flashes away, and that will be a 1-for-1 trade. Both supports down, both ADCs picking up a kill. But I still think the Zeri's going to pick up some huge benefits out of this. Zaya's going to lose a big wave. There's going to be a lot of plates going over to Zeri. It's
this
going to be
could be a
tough.
dive again. Maokai is hovering it.
She doesn't have any sums. She has cleanse, so this could go her way if she plays it right. Now, I will say Thresh is still level 4. He's 4.5.
Boy.
Rel's
Oh,
almost
boy.
6.
Graves does have a substantial camp lead on Maokai though. 6
He has a
camps up.
substantial level lead. Look at that level difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Graves
this
can
is...
become a win condition in these sort of situations.
Now, with Graves in this lead that he has in this case, we already see him going for more of the aggressive, probably Eclipse build, I'm guessing. But there's also, other builds out there. Not too keen in the Graves build, but I was curious to ask, what do you think if he's trying to be the carry of this game and into this kind of comp? Does he go for that more of like heavy one shot with abilities, or even push towards something else, maybe Bruiser-esque with the Black Cleaver?
I think he goes Yomu's here, if I'm not mistaken.
I like the idea of running around the map, keeping himself a little bit more available to his teammates.
Yomo's
Yeah.
is very, very important, I think, for him getting around the map quick enough, for him getting into position quick enough, for him catching Zeri in general. I think it's really, really important for him to have that.
Well, I think Zeri at this point is the first person out of the bot lane to get it back in. So now she has the static shiv for herself, able to clear out these waves just fine. I'm
Zeri
interested in.
has also just cashed into her coal, so she's sitting on a lot of gold.
She's
Oh.
1,000 gold ahead right now. Yeah,
Oh, we got a big fight at Dragon here. Corki package is available.
they do have the package.
And now think right now they're deciding between if they're going to just start the Drake up and finish it, and they are. They're actually going to look for this mid lane turret. TP is going to come out from Jace to try to hold up the wave as they get this dragon down. Maybe look for a Rel or Victor in the mid lane. Yes, Victor's going to walk forward with it. Oh, boy.
Package engage. Victor is caught out.
Insta killed.
Kill goes over to Jace.
That was beautifully done by Corki and Nova. I like that. It was very clean. Get the dragon for themselves. Get themselves a kill with the package. Now maybe another kill. Jace trying to walk up to the top lane. Get smoke screened away. Uses some movement speed to get himself under the turret. But I think they're going to try to dive this. Comboed from the Graves. Doesn't get the kill. But it does put him at more of a deficit. Olaf's just going to keep getting this plate, getting in the plates. More and more gold is going up to the madman in the top lane.
Looks like he's opting to go Trinity for his first item, which is not my preferred build, but you know, to each their own, I suppose.
Triforce is an interesting one. I would be curious to know. Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, we might have a dive. They know she doesn't have R, so they're considering it, but they
does have
decided.
cleanse up though, so it is still a very risky play. Zeri is also sitting on a lot of gold, so Zeri
Almost
should just
2,000
take that
gold.
bag.
At the moment, there's no objectives up, right? You got times to trade, you got times to get vision. Players are still looking for the last second plates that they can grab in this game. A little bit of a back and forth, but Graves pathing towards the bot side as Maokai is going to be pathing up. He might come back down bot just in case, but going to see a little reset.
Oh my god, hook!
Nice hook.
Missed the
Cleanse
flay.
burned.
Cleanse has been burned. Zaya no R. Maokai could just run straight bot side and dive.
Oh.
This Rel is cocky.
She likes to recall in interesting places, doesn't she?
Constantly backing in the middle of the lane.
Oh, here we go.
R is almost off CD.
Maokai knocks back
Graves
the Rel,
is
looking for the
here
ult.
though.
We have a 3v3 going on. Rel's going to go into the Maokai to try to stall him away. And Thrust Lantern will keep him alive. Ult to follow, so he can't follow up with anything
Victor's
more.
also on the move. Oh,
And now
gets spotted out by Sapling.
I think, Maokai used a lot there to try to look for the dive, but I think in the long run, that might actually help Corki a little bit, just to get more pressure and get himself maybe a plate here. I like the idea of getting more gold onto this Corki, as him and Jace will be the key points for these objective control in the later end of the game. So I like the idea of him getting a little bit more gold from these plates before they pop away here in just about 20 seconds.
I do like how
Oh boy.
Corki is... Oh.
Oh boy. Looking for the fight. Jace uses flash to get away. 5-minute cooldown once again. This man has been struggling in this lane. He's already 30 CS down and having way too much hardship on him. And now he's going to start over. It's just a reset. And now his turret's about to die. Looking to potentially get dove here. But Olaf, I think he's going to be a little careful. He knows that Maokai was just on bot side. Reset. Probably going to be on top side at this point. So just keep the advantage. You have the lead top side. Keep yourself in lane. Make sure Jace keeps losing more and more. Because if Jace is one of their strong points, you want to keep him down.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, CS leads. I do really like how Corki is holding this 20 CS up on this Victor very well. He's keep making sure that he's getting to his power spikes before Victor, which is a very big deal. Because when this Corki comes online with that package, it's going to be very hard to even breathe with ET Blood Moon.
Agreed. And at what point item wise or even level wise does Corki have that huge power spike and advantage through the gold and XP lead?
I think 2 items is where Corki really shines. 2 to 3 items. He finally comes online and shows you why this champion's been a very prio pick throughout many years in pro play.
It's always an interesting one to see Corki back at it. I personally don't see him very often, but I always love to see him. I always love the champion. Package is always one of those kind of niche things that you have to be scared about every single time
Yeah.
it's in the game. You have to worry about it. Objective's about to be up. Corki just backed. I think he's got package up right now for himself, and he's coming back to this dragon ready to go. So it's like, how do you prepare
Oh,
for this? Oh, okay, nice hook, but nothing to follow. Just show him that he's there. Oh,
oh,
okay, wait a
Graves
minute.
with engage on Zeri.
Oh, nice hook onto the Graves. Has to flash away. Almost gets the comboed
The
kill.
Victor
Victor's ult. Oh,
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 Zaya R to finish that off. Now this should be a free Mountain Drake for side of AT Blood Moon.
oh, Maokai's getting caught here.
this Olaf is just a menace at the moment. Jumps into the Olaf to push him away to try to keep, keep or try to
Corki's
keep
here.
his jungle in their favor. Now he's packaged ult follow with Maokai here.
Oh,
Just
Olaf
keep
might
focused.
be in danger here.
Olaf does get grabbed up. He uses the ult to try to get the damage. Yes, he does.
Corky
He's lost
does pick
package
him
here.
up, package in.
Oh boy, Jace looking for the
This
Zaya.
is
Rel's gonna get
looking.
low, flash away.
Oh,
Zap's not gonna make it, but will he go forward?
nice
Yes.
shutdown onto the Zeri.
A shutdown towards the 80 carry. This is looking good. This is looking good
It's
for
looking
Nova
very
here.
good.
I was a little scared at first. Thresh got picked off in the mid lane. They looked like they had lost some priority there. They didn't get the Drake, but they did get a lot of gold out of this, and now they're trying to get the mid lane turret here. Victor clearing out the wave as much as he
They
can.
are wrapping around behind Victor.
Oh,
Oh, hook goes.
hook
Not
goes
well.
mild.
Did not want to land there.
I'm really interested though. The
Oh.
Olaf. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Does Rel W make her unguardable?
I think it was just like minuscule like of a miss. It was
Yeah.
like animation kind of a deal.
I thought that perfectly hit. This is really confusing.
Oh boy.
Oh, he
Oh,
missed.
Graves.
Gets the ult off.
Graves with the side lane
Huge
solo
kill
kill.
for Graves.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I was the Corky, I would not have expected that whatsoever. That man
Yeah.
came out of nowhere. That you guys, like you said earlier, that Yomu's is something to be scared about. He's
Yeah.
all over the map. He's so quick with it. Now, I want to take a step back. We were about to get ourselves into a fight, so Gideon got
Yeah.
stopped there. But I'm curious. You were talking about the Olaf. I want to know what you had to say.
I'm really interested because he was chasing down the Maokai, right? He had his opportunity to kill the Maokai, but he never ulted and he never ghosted. If he had ulted before he got knocked back by the Maokai, he guarantees he's going to kill him. Even if he has to tower dive him and take 2 tower shots at the minimum, he could have killed him. And that's what is confusing to me is he never ulted throughout that entire fight.
Interesting.
Maybe he was just playing it safe. Maybe he didn't want to engage because his team wasn't there. There's a lot of what. Oh, Rel's potentially gonna catch somebody here.
Rel does
Oh.
get cancelled, hooked back. Maokai W's on
Rel
tour.
ult.
There's just
Zeri
combo after
is here,
combo. Here
though.
you go. Finally, the ult
Oh,
goes forward. Oh, Victor to
Victor
follow up on the
flashed in.
backside.
This looks good for Blood Moon.
Blood
This
Moon.
looks in.
1,
Oh,
2,
That
3.
that Graves R lands on Zeri's face directly.
Boy, oh boy, Blood Moon looking good after that fight. They're going to pick themselves up 3 kills and this tier 2 turret. A lot of gold between the members of Blood Moon. As we all know, the tier 2 turret has a lot of gold value to the rest of the team. So not only did they pick up those 3 kills, getting that turret gold is huge. So now spanning across the team, I think 3 different members got kills. I think Victor got 1, Graves got a kill, and Zaya got a kill. So 3 different carries, 3 different people getting 300 gold for themselves, around average, I'd say, unless someone's behind. But I don't think anyone's behind to have less than 300 gold value on their champion. Pretty
I would
good.
say the Thresh was a little behind.
just a little.
Was he worth? He might have been worth like 200 gold or something like
Yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, still a lot of gold back over to Blood Moon. 8-5, 1 Drake to 2, a 5K gold lead at 20 minutes here. And I'll be honest, the more and more this game goes on with how strong Victor is getting, more and more concerning for Nova.
This Graves has just simply taken the game in his hands and has ran with it.
Yeah. This Graves is the problem child of Blood Moon right now. This guy
He's
is
currently 3,000 gold ahead of the Maokai.
and I'm very interested with his build. He chose to build Collector.
Okay, we'll go back to that for a
Oh,
second, but there's a fight going on. Flash is having to go away as Graves is there to help out. They couldn't kill the Rel. They didn't have the damage to kill Rel. There was Thresh and Jace there. Jace still so far behind, doesn't have the damage to actually pick someone off, especially that tanky, I should say. But yeah, I was gonna comment on the old collector thing. I feel like that's a little bit of a disrespect right there. That's an
that's very
interesting buy.
disrespectful.
That's an aggressive buy. That's something that you usually see in solo queue or even
Yeah.
LS's commentary when he hates on hates on collector. But it's interesting. He 2-0-5. He's probably saying to himself, you know what? I'll just one shot them. We'll get this gold. And now
They're
they're gonna
opting
go
for
for this
Baron.
Baron.
Oh,
Really?
Jace is TPing in, so it will be a 5v5. If
Olaf
Olaf can
is
get
not
there in
here
time,
yet, and
they just get off it.
they
Think they
just
have
did
to
that to force TP.
flip over to Drake here. I think they realize that they need to look for an
Rel
engage
could
quick.
collapse on this Corki. Nope, Job's not to. No.
Doesn't. Okay.
Jace still does not have mana immunity, so his power spike has not been hit yet. I do not think Novasphere wants this fight.
Corki has no package. They don't have their big guns fight. With
I
Jace
think
not having more than one item, I think they just have to give it.
Oh, Rel, look at Rel.
Oh,
Look at Rel. Rel's wrapping around right here. We have the TP from Corki, but
oh,
I don't think they see Rel just yet. They'll see it in a second because
Corki's
Corki.
coming in. She flashes.
Oh,
nice
yes!
engage by Rel.
That's what we
Package.
love to
Huge.
see.
Oh,
Malka going
Maokai
to the
with the
back
counter engage.
line. Maybe able to kill Victor here with the burn. He will be able to, but Zaya should be able to cleanse, pick up the kill for herself, and Blood Moon will just clean up. Beautiful ult by Sprint. Beautiful play.
Very beautiful play by Rel.
Man is sneaky. He has all that armor clanging around in the jungle, and suddenly he finds himself over the wall. 3-man ult, 3-man knockup to find Blood Moon a second Drake, which, by the way, this Drake for them is pretty huge against a
Yeah.
poke comp. This makes it
Yeah.
very, very hard for Nova to succeed at what they're trying to do with this composition. And every single time a Drake just keeps going their way, that Rel and Olaf in the front line just soaks up the damage and they don't care.
Especially with them, they're with what was their other name? The blue side team, red side team. Sorry, red side team. What was their name?
Oh,
Blood Moon.
Novasphere.
Novasphere. There we
Novasphere,
go. I completely forgot their name. Yeah, Novasphere's team is pretty much entirely AD at this point. So without them having much AP aside from Maokai, all they have to do really is build armor on Blood Moon's side.
Yeah. I'm very interested that Corki did not hop into building AP. His damage is still mostly AP though.
He's got the little bit of conversion to his damage there, but I agree. I think the little twist of AP would have been nice for them, especially if they were pushing for more of that poke. Because at this point, Triforce is kind of telling me at least that he wants to be able to auto attack a couple of times in these fights.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's going to be allowed to.
Especially
It's going to be
against
so
this
hard.
Rel Olaf. I don't know how he ever gets into position to.
You know, it feels good to play, but at the end of the day, you know, will it succeed for what you're trying to do and accomplish? And I think they're gonna have a tough time unless they can split him up, maybe find a pick or two, and he can have more prolonged fights against someone like Olaf or the Rel. But it's gonna be tough in the long run. I do like the idea of the even shroud on Maokai, giving a little bit more bonus damage, but with that being said, still lacking on that AP damage is gonna make it hard. So more Drakes going over to Blood Moon, more tankiness, just more and more drought for Nova at this point. They're still down 7K. And they're being pushed out of their jungle. They're not allowed to do anything. This is
They're
a
not even
Baron
allowed to
play and
walk
a
in.
half.
They are shoving them out, preventing them from getting wards, preventing them from getting vision in general. They're just gonna opt for this Baron right now.
I think this just shows. I don't want to sound cocky, but the difference between these two teams. This composition of Novasphere is supposed to be doing exactly what Blood Moon is doing right now.
Maokai
boy.
coming
Oh.
out.
Looking for
Only
a
getting
fight
the Rel.
here. Rel's going to get... canceled on the engage here. Maokai was able to find one. Zeri's going to... nice hook from the Thresh.
Nice.
Maokai's going to go following himself or go
Zaya
follow
ult.
into the backline, but he doesn't
Oh.
have any
With
follow-up
no
himself.
follow-up.
His team did not want to take that fight.
I'll be honest, the screen went all foggy for me,
Yeah,
so I couldn't tell who was
me
who, so I
too.
had to assume. But at the end of the day here, that's a pretty tough kill. Maokai looking for something engaging onto the back line. And you saw how much damage he did. It was quite a lot, and I liked it. But at the end of the day, you can't really be that aggressive and look for that if you don't have any follow-up. He doesn't have the follow-up that he, desires with Corky, Jace, not able to go follow up into the back line or have something to, you know, play alongside with him, I should say. And Blood Moon's looking strong. They're looking very strong. I'm seeing more and more as I get a first glimpse into this league why this team is number one in the league.
There's
They
definitely a
are.
reason for it. Yeah.
It's pretty prominent, and I like it. This is good to see, and I like this a lot. So you were talking about this earlier in the draft. The split with Olaf. They have Baron. Split the map. You have the advantage already. You got the gold lead, right? No one can answer Olaf at this point. They have to try to split the map and see what they can do here and pull off. For Nova, they're going to try to engage onto the Rel, but not able to follow up with much. Graves going to do a lot of damage. Ult's going to miss. Hook's going to miss wild. And Malka's going to flash himself away. And Olaf's
Olaf is
just taking
getting
the
an inhib.
base.
He's just getting an inhib.
Thresh getting caught out in the jungle, the last man standing
That
for
should
his
be
team
game.
after the engage, and that I don't think there's anything left. I think Blood Moon is just gonna be able to run them down here, but Nova's trying to pick off what they can, and slowly but surely
They can't
they
even
just get run
1v3 the
down.
Olaf. But they're just
Man.
gonna slowly whittle the base down.
Man's too scary.
He actually opted to buy a stopwatch, which is very. Oh, it's just a weird buy. It looks like the Corgi's gonna chase him down here.
Yeah, the package here prepped and ready for this Drake. They need to try something. At this point, they need to try
They
something. Their
have
base
to.
is getting destroyed. And the Drake, if they get this third Drake, it's going to be so hard for them to do any damage. Now, 3 Drakes, Mountain Drakes, stacked on top of each other. Very, very hard play for Nova to do any sort of damage at this point. At this point, with the builds that I'm seeing, they've opted out of doing any more poke and just trying to fight and combat from front to back. And it's just not looking too good for them. Like, okay,
Corgi
package forward. Interesting play here. Malka's going to go under the Graves.
Oh
And
my.
the shutdown onto the Graves. Graves getting a little cocky there, showing off his collector, and sadly passes away.
Unfortunately, the shutdown went to Maokai instead of Zeri. If it had gone to Zeri, might
Can
be a
we
different
talk
ball
about
game.
that hook again? Does anyone else see that? The
Please.
same
Yeah.
animation right over her head. Anyways, I don't know. That skin to me is a little bit interesting, but a lot of gold. Maokai with 1,000 gold. I would have preferred it on Corky or someone else, but at the same time, still with that Maokai being the solo AP, hopefully he pushes for more of that AP damage. But I don't think at this point. I think he's just pushing tank.
Yeah. He is also solo frontline because I'm not counting Thresh as a direct frontline. He's been one shot every single fight.
All he has is a locket right now. So
Yeah.
he's not really tanking much.
To be honest, the Thresh at this point is a support enchanter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. He's the guy you cross your fingers and hope he hits the hook.
Thing is, this guy has hit a lot of hooks this game. It's just been on Rel, and they haven't been able to do what they want to do, is pick people off. And Rel is so tanky and hard to deal with. And especially after these 3 Drakes. At this point, I'm like, I don't see any damage being put up unless 4 or 5 members jump onto one person for Blood Moon.
The screen is a little foggy, but from what I can tell, is Graves up 4 levels on Maokai?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he is.
Definitely is. He's also up what's that? 5,000 gold?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So is the Olaf.
Wow.
Olaf is up 5,000 gold on Jace too.
2 members are solo 5,000 golds for themselves.
Now
That
the
is-
interesting part is Zeri's still up 1,000 gold on
Yeah.
Aya.
This Zeri is this whole team right now.
That's a lot of weight to carry right there.
Yes.
Zeri's got to try her hardest in this one. That's a little tough. Now, she is opting for the LDR here soon. I would prefer if Nova can hold out for as long as possible, their best opportunity is a team fight where hopefully Zeri with the LDR can look for something. I think that's their saving grace is Zeri as their carry, trying to output damage. She has a lot of damage for herself, but she needs a little bit more to get through that thick skin of Mountain Soul plus Rel and Olaf. Like they're tanky. Death Dance, let's be
Olaf
real.
has Guardian Angel now. I don't really think there's an opportunity for them to ever kill him.
Yeah. And Graves stacking his armor and MR with E. This isn't going to look. This is the longer this game goes, Zeri is only becoming more of a threat. But Victor, Zaya, Graves are all gonna hit full build soon. That's not something you want to play against if you're Novasphere.
Look how cocky this Olaf can play. He
So,
knows
yeah,
that
the
he's
Olaf is
unkillable.
2 ahead.
He knows that they're not going to do anything.
Another
He's just going
Baron
to keep
picked
pushing
up.
mid. Now he could collapse in this area, but it looks like he's just opting to show up mid wave, which is honestly the better play.
Yeah, look for the end, look for the objectives. At this point, they're trying to run back to their base to save what they can, but Olaf's just beating the hell out of this turret. Excuse me, beating the turret up. Three inhibs,
Say something
three
like
inhibs down now, and there's not a lot Nova can do. So the LDR was picked up, and I think this is the last chance, last ditch effort. Here we go, Thresh hook, Flay gonna
Oh.
follow, nice engage onto the Zeri or onto the
Maokai
Corki,
has
excuse me.
fallen. Both towers have also
Rel's
fallen.
finally dead.
Rel is dead.
Game's over,
and
though.
that's the game.
That would be the game.
There is no chance for them to
That
win.
is
After that, Thresh had a
crazy.
beautiful hook. Flay, he was trying his best to do what he could, but at the same time, Corki and Zeri just got jumped on, blown up. You saw Corki's health bar. He went from 100 to 30 and one auto attack from Graves. The man pulled out a shotgun, blasted it.
Even
I-
with that 5k lead on that Graves, Victor still did more damage,
Yeah.
which is just crazy.
Yeah, it's something scary. You know, as soon as they picked up the Victor, I forget the other pick that they were hovering, but as soon as they
Syndra.
picked the Syndra, yeah, the Syndra is definitely something scary, but I feel like as we got to see more and more out of Cactus here in this game, it showed why he picked Victor. He showed why he picked
Definitely.
Victor and had this threat. Now, you guys said it multiple times in this game over and over, and I agree wholeheartedly. Take what is mine. He took what is his. He made sure everybody knows that that jungle is his. That Nexus
Yeah.
turret, that's mine.
With the whole 6k gold lead that he had at the end of the game over this Maokai, he really just showed Novasphere Gaming to not let Graves through again. I wonder if they're gonna opt out to ban it.
I think we might. They banned Kaisa Fiora and Wukong. I'll be honest. I don't know how scary the Fiora is, but I would boot that one out of there, pop in the Graves ban, and call it a day. Because whew,
Graves
that's
showed
something
that
I have to
he
deal
was an
with.
issue.
Yeah.
All right. As we get ourselves prepared for game 2, we're going to take a quick pause here and take a quick rest and let the boys get themselves all set up, and we'll be back shortly.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We had a little bit of a little trouble behind the scenes, but that's no worries because we are into game two draft. Both teams flipped over, so Nova's on the blue side now, and Blood Moon on the red side. First, we have Kaisa picked up for Nova, and for Blood Moon, Zyrel. And just as we were off stream at the moment, you actually did say that Rel was going to be picked up, and it's a good flex, right? It's a
It
good
is
pick. You got
very good
jungle
pick.
support.
I really do like this Rel lock-in, but I'm very concerned that this Rel I think should go jungle and they should pick up Rakan R4. But I don't know if Blood Moon will do that.
They
Is it
opted to first ban the jungler out for the first phase.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
pretty smart.
Novasphere fully banned out jungle. Silas lock in for the Alistar Sejuani ult. I really like that lock in by Blood Moon.
That
And
is
it
a
is a
scary
flex.
lock-in. That is it. They've. I'm already liking Blood Moon's draft. There's a lot of flex going on here between what they can do and that Silas pick. Just pick up the Alistar ult, and how do you kill the man? He's
How do you
too
lock him
tanky.
down?
Really?
How do you kill
Yeah.
him?
How
You
do
can't.
you... So the next ban, round two, we're probably going to be seeing more of the
The
top lane
Jace
and
ban.
Jace banned out. More melees, I'm going to guess. They want to take away the Sejuani comboed with mid and top, right? I would presume.
I would take away Yon here if Novasphere has any games on that. Yon Sejuani is very scary.
No, we got it. We were
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at the draft.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, last ban over to Nova. Now you said fourth pick Rakan. Do you still think that's a viable option here? Because they have it open. It's not being banned at least at the moment. They're looking like they're positioning towards that top side ban. But still think Rakan would be a viable pick for Blood Moon at this point?
I do think Rakan would be a very nice pickup here, but they might be scared off by this Alistar lock-in. But I don't like Rel into Alistar either. So I would put Rel more in the jungle and pick some either prio mid pick or prio top, depending on where Silas is on this map.
Seems like a little bit of a
An
difficult decision.
Oh no,
Orianna,
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks like it might be a Silas jungle.
all right. Interesting. Well, the last game we've had for Blood Moon against Ohmstorm, he did pull out the Silas Jungle, and it does seem that take what is mine is very consistent with hypercarry junglers or heavy bruisers that play alongside his team. And suddenly we saw, the last series, him pick up Silas, and now he's going to do it once again for this game. You know, Kennen seems like an interesting pick here into Silas.
I don't
I'm
know if
not
I'd
sure.
pick Kennen when there's Silas in front of you. That's iffy.
You're just locking in more good ults for him.
Yeah, you're just giving him all the tools he needs.
Yo,
There it is.
Locken, I do really like this pick. Oh,
Not
wait.
Yasuo.
No, 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 please no.
Don't pick Yasuo.
Please no.
Dismiss it, please. No.
Nefir, Renekton, Renekton is a bro.
I'll go back. Come on. Go to his brother.
Pick Yone, pick the better version. Come on. Maybe they have a plan for it though. Maybe they know
Boy.
something we don't.
Oh.
ET Blood Moon has won this game. It's been decided from this point.
Maybe they know something we
No,
don't. You
they
don't know.
just locked in
No
this trash
confidence at
champion.
all. You main this guy. You're supposed to have
Exactly.
confidence in him.
That's why I'm so confident that ET Blood Moon has won this game.
Oh god. Now I will say, the reason I'm so confident this Silas pick is because last time this guy played Silas jungle, he went 14-0. So
God
he
damn.
knows what he's doing.
Wow.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Mundo.
We
I
have a
like the Mundo pick actually.
Hmm.
Over Ornn?
Yeah, hardcore. I think Ornn has, a lot of tools that, obviously Mundo doesn't with his passive and his ult, but Mundo has so much just in your face tanking abilities that Ornn doesn't because he has his ult and he can just sit there in front of you and tank this Kinnan, he can tank this Kaisai, he can tank the Yasuo. Doesn't have the CC at all that Ornn has. But I still think it's better, especially in lane.
But the wombo between Rel, Orin, Oriana, Silas with Kennen ult.
Now
Maybe.
I
you seem to go back and forth on that Yasuo Yone. I want to nitpick at that a little bit. So what do you see being a big difference between those two champions and the reason why you would prefer
um
Yone here?
Yone has the potential of his playmaking by himself, whether than Yasuo has the potential of going in and dying because he doesn't have the E pullback to go back to safety. Yasuo is a very high rewarding champion if you play him right, but he's a very risky champion. Yon kind of gets rid of that risk and he's just very high rewarding. Of course, Yon is still not the safest champion to play, but he's very safe and he offers a lot of just pick potential with the Sejuani lock in, whereas Yasuo could just R in and die. I see their vision with the Alistar Yasuo, but I don't really like it that much.
Now we did talk a little bit about this, and this is something that I feel like kind of just played into Blood Moon's hands once again. Is that Silas pick kind of trips up a lot of champions in this game? You have a lot of champions that you can't pick or just have trouble picking into Silas because of the strong ults that they have that he's able to pick up for themselves. And I was gonna ask the Kennen there. You guys commented on that one with the Silas pick. That Kennen R doesn't have the same effect because I believe it's through his passive for the
Yeah,
stun,
with
unless
the
I'm
stun.
wrong. But it's still a heavy AoE amount of AP damage source that Silas can pick up. It seems very concerning for them to pick up the Kennen instead of something else. Maybe like the Renekton, like they hovered for a second to go along with the Sejuani.
Yeah, I don't see what their vision was with the Kinnan. I understand they really want that team fight capability. They really want to get in there and just mess up this Xayah Rel combo. But, like, in the end, if this Silas gets on top of your team before your team can get on top of anybody, then you kind of just lose in the long run. Because this Yasuo is not going to be able to do anything to Silas in the late game.
You know what? I'm becoming a believer because
Oh,
I
no.
don't want to all just jump on the Blood Moon bandwagon. I believe in this Yasuo. I think
I,
he
b-
will do it.
I believe in the Silas because it's Silas, not because it's Blood Moon.
Nah, I believe in this Yasuo. I
You think
think
you
he'll
think
pull
he's gonna
through.
be able to
You
pull it
believe
out? You
in the
think he's gonna?
Yasuo?
I think he'll pull off G2 perks in like season 8 Yasuo gameplay.
Oh my,
Oh,
we're throwing it back,
Yes,
way back.
I think he's gonna pull it off.
He hasn't played Yasuo yet in the in this tournament, so I'm presuming that it's going mid. But there's a chance, we could see. I want to know, and this is just me throwing things out here. Yasuo Alistar bot lane and Kaisa mid
Would
being the
be
gameplay of this game.
would be viable if they didn't just lock in Yasuo mid lane on the champ select. I wish it was that because I feel like Yasuo would have more chance to shine in the game. But I feel like that's putting Kaisa in a very risky situation. And Kaisa is their main carry, I would say, this game.
Oh, I see now what you're saying. The draft behind the scenes there.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, well, so it is going mid lane. Now that we know it is for sure going mid lane, the the combo that you're entrusting to this team at this point, you're like, yes, Yasuo. We believe in it. We see the potential. I wouldn't be surprised. The Sejuani has a lot of power towards mid lane and bot lane, at least with her passive to go alongside with it. I'm I'm gonna ask this. Do you think there's any potential for heavy amounts of roam towards mid lane with Alistar and Sejuani to make more of a a harder laning phase and a lot of pressure on the side? I mean, on Oriana this game, as she has a little less mobility than she would probably want against someone like Alistar Sejuani.
I would like to see a lot of tower dives from this mid side or support jungle mid of Novasphere and I would like to see a lot of early game resources pointed towards this Yasuo so that he can shine in the mid to late game. Because if they do not do what you're saying, Alistar, Sejuani roaming up mid, making the play possible, this Yasuo might just be choked out of resources because Orianna is definitely not a good matchup in my experiences.
Nova has the potential here for a really good early game. It really just comes down to whether or not they can execute it properly, whether or not they know what to do properly. If they don't do it, they're not going to have a good late game at all against this Silas, against this Oriana, especially against the Mundo if they don't manage to get the Mundo behind. Um, this is just really comes down to if they do well early game, and if they don't, then it could really just fall apart.
I totally agree. I want to go back to one of your points, Zan. I do really wish this Yasuo was sent bot lane. I am a firm believer of Yasuo ADC being 1,000 times better than Yasuo mid, just because
Especially against Isaiah.
a lot of ADCs can just not fight Yasuo. It's not possible for them to fight this champion that has an ability that technically just counters their full kit.
It it's annoying. I'll be honest. And I was gonna say alongside that, I was like, this game he is going mid, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to see him bot, like you said. But one thing that was really, you know, itching at my mind there towards the end when were deciding between Yone and Yasuo was the big key factor, like you just said there, the ability to block those auto attacks. And now, when you have an engaged comp right here, like with Nova, looking for Sejuani, Alistar, Kennen, they want to get into the fight, they want to get in the fray. When you have a Xayah to deal with, now the win wall to me becomes a big determining factor for her feathers. And the champion overall for Yasuo versus Yone, I honestly feel like, yeah, Alistar is a really good combo with Yasuo, and one of the reasons why they can go those two champions together over maybe a Yone. But I'm really interested in how the mid laner is going to play with the wind wall and the feathers to really make it hard for Xayah to utilize that counter engage tool that she has with those pullback.
It's gonna be maybe this is the Yasuo show, and this guy pulls off a G2 perks Yasuo locking in worlds and just puts this game on his back. And maybe just chokes out Bojangles of even doing anything in this game with, like you said, the wind wall. It's gonna be definitely a very interesting pick to watch.
If they can execute it though, it's gonna work.
It will. And I think they will execute it because this is my main champion. So I'm a firm
I love the
believer.
confidence. I love it. I love the confidence. I love the like you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, Blood Moon, they showed up and they showed out in this first match, and now you're looking at the Oscar and you're going, you know what? I see it. It's right there. I like it. And I was gonna say, Blood Moon have something interesting that I would think about is Silas has a lot of good ults. He has Kennen, he has Alistar, he has Sejuani, he's all great ults. I'm curious because you have the Orianna with Silas. Now, what if he flips it back onto them, steals the Yasuo ult, and Orianna herself gets an ult, and you get CC? Now with the Yasuo ult, curious to see how that would play out, but just a lot of ultimates for Silas to benefit off of at the end of the day. And this game, I believe, is just about to start. We're getting into the loading screen at the current moment.
It has just started, yeah.
Awesome. Place your
Something I
bets.
will want to point out is that Yasuo Windwall does interact with Silas ult and can stop him from getting an ult. Maybe he uses Windwall to kind of push fights very in their favor by Silas not being an ult champion in that fight.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I'm looking at the runes here, and one thing that I'm a little back and forth about is when it comes to Orianna. I'm a big fan of the phase rush. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the Airy because it's a back and forth conversation. I feel like you have people who are more Airy fans, more phase rush fans, but I feel like in most cases the phase rush is just so powerful.
I agree with you, but in this game state, I would also opt for the Aerie, just because with Yasuo versus Orianna, especially just Orianna versus melee champions, she's gonna be
Minions have spawned.
like rotating in a lot of autos. And that Aerie is just gonna add that little extra damage that she likes in those autos. And this Yasuo is just going to like be very pushed back during laning phase. He's gonna have to rely on Sejuani, in my opinion, a lot. He just no. Yasuo throwing a wild Q to start off the game.
He's
Seju-
testing the waters, He's
Sure.
went into the river, see what he can do. Testing the blade. Now,
I'm
both
interested with Sejuani starting blue. Sorry to cut you off.
No, 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 no. It's funny. I think you and I were both in the same idea. Is I was gonna ask you both. I was gonna say like both junglers starting on top side, specifically Sejuani was an interesting one.
Yeah, they definitely seem like they plan to play for bot side for this game, and I think that's a pretty smart decision since you can't 100% rely on the Kinnan beating the Mundo. It's just straight up, in a 1v1. And just in case the Silas ever does decide to gank bot
Wait,
lane early,
engage.
oh
Sorry
my
to cut
god,
you off.
that was
Rel
Goodness.
is
insane.
dead. Rel just
Is
got
Rel
one shot.
dead?
Kaisa picking up first blood.
That Rel was trying to get
Alright.
two so badly and was taking so much damage, and in the end, just giving Kaisa a free kill. See, they used all their sums, but at the end of the day, Kaisa one step closer to her build. Like we all see, a 3-item power spike, 2-item power spike. Kaisa is disgusting right now. So an
Yeah.
extra 400 gold in the first 2 minutes of the game. This laning phase has instantly become so difficult for them if they cannot make something happen with a jungler or just for themselves in this lane. That's a lot of gold. That's a coal buy. I'll be honest,
That
that's
is
a coal buy.
that is so
Yeah.
important for them to win this early game, for that first kill to go onto Kaisa.
Interested to see no invade by Sejuani on Silas. It's pretty common knowledge that Silas's clear is very unhealthy. His first clear.
Oh,
Silas will be going.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
oh,
The
nice
hex
flash.
Got the
Ooh,
flash off.
nice flash. By the way, I just want to point this out to everybody. I think it was said in the chat and whatnot. These are the same players. They are all on alt accounts due to the problem with the tournament code. But I want to say that these are the same players. They just have different names because they're on alt accounts.
This poor Mundo is getting just beat to hell right now. Just can't do anything against this guy. Ledvani almost gets caught there.
Oh, okay. A little bit of a
Alistar.
fight here in the
I think
river here.
Alistar is dead
Alistar is
here.
probably going to be dead. They know he doesn't have flash, and the root's going to come down, lock him down. 1, 2,
Very
3.
nice pick.
I I was going to say Mike Wazowski, but then I realized a man's got a W before the name. But Silas picking up a kill for himself, the first kill for Nova at this point. And I'll be honest, Silas getting that first kill, I really like. And, you could say like Zaya would have a better time in lane maybe against the Kaisa after getting herself a kill. But I think she can do just fine for herself. But if Silas gets that little bit of more gold for himself to clear his jungle a little bit faster, get around the map and make these plays, I think Silas become more and more of a threat. If he gets one more kill, a little bit more CS, he just gets stronger and stronger because the jungle Silas is, like you said, a little bit weaker early, but interested in seeing how this will play out for Nova in the first, 10 minutes of the game.
I only
Silas
think it's
is
better on
looking on
Silas.
engage. Wait, you said you don't think it's better?
No, I said I think it is better on
Oh,
Silas.
okay.
Getting that Silas ahead is just so important.
Yasuo is going in. He does not know
He
Silas
does
is
not
there,
know
though.
Silas is there.
He has
Doesn't
NATO,
have
and I
ult.
believe
Oh.
it. Oh,
Oh, he dodges the E.
Nice flash.
Just barely.
He did wait out NATO too much, though.
I love this.
They're having
They
a
don't
staring
know they're.
contest.
Oh,
They're both
Oh,
hex
no
legends.
way.
wait.
Okay, all right. Well, both of them go forward. A little knock up
Kaisa
onto the
is getting
or onto the
hammered.
Rel. Kaisa getting stunned,
Oh,
taking a
gee,
lot of
one
damage.
shot.
Oh,
Oh
support
my god.
takes the
Alistar might be
kill.
able to knock her back.
Boop.
Nope.
And
Decides to
that
knock
is
her
why
away,
you don't
actually.
let Kaisa through a lobby.
And suddenly, the Alistar and the Kaisa have both a kill for themselves, and this lane is looking a little bit more tricky. And I've noticed this more and more. Rel is one of those champions that to me needs a lot of levels. And it seems like she's going to have a little bit more of a difficult time around this mid game if she can't keep up in these XP levels because of the amount of deaths that she has, or if she's trying to roam around the map and if something doesn't work out properly in her favor. It's a lot of XP loss compared to the Alistar. And, as supports most of the time don't get too many items too quickly, it's going to make it harder for her to be that big, consistent frontline for Nova until around 17 minutes in the game.
Absolutely. She's just gonna. Oh my gosh, is he gonna hex flex on her again? Gets the flash out of the Zaya. Rel is not there.
That is a very important
Oh.
cooldown.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I think he was trying to do the whole combo with the flash there, and it didn't work out, unfortunately, because
Miss.
Yasuo had ult. I think the goal was to get that knock up, follow with the Yasuo R, has Ignite, and then they get the kill, but not exactly what Bloodman wanted at the end of the day.
I saw what they were looking for. Didn't work out, unfortunately.
it's okay. I still believe in this Yasuo pick.
He might get collapsed on here. In fact,
Oh.
he
Oh
is.
boy. Sejuani is walking up, but there's going to be a gank here onto the Yasuo. Windwall, nice, cancels out the chains. Don't think Oriana's
This
able to find
could be
anything
a
more.
possible
This
fight.
could be.
Nice.
Oh my, that knockup.
And
I
there's
was
the
a
counter
believer.
to it. He's
Maybe
always
this
going
is
to be a
Yasuo
believer.
prodigy. Maybe it's him.
Baby, this is perks on an alt account.
It could be.
Perks is just casually in NA, chilling. All right,
This
well,
could
look.
just be Zaya getting dived.
She has ult still, and Rel is nearby, down to 1 HP. Has to throw out the feathers. Doesn't get the kill on Alistar, but now it's a back up. She has no mana, and Alistar should have his
Sejuani
combo
is
here up.
wrapping around.
Oh, boy.
Sejuani
Is not...
could save this.
Oh. Okay,
He's just
Sejuani
gotta go
going
for
to
the
skip past. Oh! Gets the stun, but doesn't matter as she just walks away. The
Absolutely.
passive from Sejuani keeps her away. And that's a free kill. More kills. 1-1. Look at this team. Look at Blood. Oh, wait. We got an ultimate on top lane. Clears the
Oh.
entire wave. And is able to get a stun off. And it seems
I
like,
like it.
I think when he hopped on the alt account, he needed to show us all why his name is, Kazakar Cannon.
Yeah.
True.
I think that's...
Also, we could watch him kill one massive wave. I like it.
Wait,
He might
not
actually
missing.
kill the Mundo.
Oh, he's not
but-
missing these cues. But Mundo
of course
Mundo-
is the alt out.
Goodness. Mundo popping the ult there is this is bad for Mundo. Doesn't have TP for a little bit. And his team is getting the Drake, so that's good. But this is going to hurt him in the long run, taking that poke, taking the damage. And Kennan's doing really well at keeping him away from this wave. He might get another kill.
Oh,
Oh,
so close.
He
I didn't
has
even notice
to just
this.
give this cannon.
oh
Mundo
my.
has decided to go ghost this game, which I personally don't agree with there being a cannon on their team.
I wanted to
don't
see
think that's the play.
another kill for Blood Moon there because at this point, everybody on the team except for Cannon has 1 kill.
Oh, wait. No. Blood Moon is.
Oh,
the
is Blood
team with
Moon-
1 kill.
Sorry, Nova. Excuse me, I've got it flipped. Nova is the Kennen.
Nova's proving their
Yeah.
early game superiority right now. They know that they're strong early. They know that they have to make this early game count, and they're doing it perfectly right now.
Like I said, I always believe they also luck.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Free Rift
Locking
Herald.
down
picked
that
up
Rift
there.
Herald for free.
I want to hear your guys' opinions. I think Rift Herald is way more important than Dragon early game.
Oh, 100%. Rift Herald is by far the most important objective before Soul comes up. It's just better in every way. You can get a tier 2 tower, you can get multiple tier 2 towers if you're that far ahead. Getting those plates early game is just so important. For top lane especially, it's what you want. If you can't get that, you're just not going to have a smooth game. And with them being such a good early game comp, having Herald, even better.
Ooh. Nice
That
ultimate from
Oriole.
Oriana. Locks it on Yasuo. Flashes away. Oriana's going to try to follow up with the kill for
Oh.
herself. Gets the kill. Silas with his own ult. onto Sejuani. Might be able to kill her, but now in the bot lane,
Like
we got another
Kaisa?
fight going on. Rel is going to be the one to get locked down. Jumps away. Kaisa trying to get the last little bit of damage. Feathers pulled back, and Kaisa will take the.
Saya opted to cleanse the exhaust there. It's a very strange decision. It's almost over, actually, by the time she cleansed it. She was just hitting the Alistar while his ult was up and was doing no damage. Absolutely no damage. She's sticking
Zaya
around.
is
I don't know why
Wow,
she's doing
this
this.
is. I
Zaya
don't.
might just be dead here. Force the flash at
You
least.
just wait for the Hex Flash, go in, she ults,
Kaisa W
hits the
should.
W. She has to flash for it. I don't know if she had to flash for it, but she did.
Now, 3 kills over the Kaisa. We've seen, we looked. I was looking past at the, or looking at the past games that they've played, and interestingly enough, there's been so many Kaisa bans over the course of these series, and the fact that this one they didn't. There was no Kaisa ban. They just gave it up. They said, you know what? I think it's okay. We'll let it through this time. And over and over again, if you watch pro scene by amateur scene, wherever, you see Kaisa as a dominant threat. And now in the mid lane, Sejuani
Oriana
going
has
forward,
no flash.
And
and
that's it.
Oh,
That's the
that's
Yasuo.
dead. There's nothing about that that Oriana
was-
could do.
That was a much better, much more well executed version of what they tried to do
yeah.
before through the Raptor bit. They actually got the E flash off, got the knock up, got the ult off, and just cleaned it up. Very well done.
Blood Moon is sending their bot lane to defend this tier 1 tower.
Alistar is not in a good
Oh.
spot, but neither is Rel.
Is she still going to
Well,
try to contest this? There's 3 members there. Going to follow up with the
deciding to
knockup.
go in.
Silas trying to go forward, gets his W canceled.
Wind
Zaya
wall
pulled the
stopped
pullback,
in
but the
time.
wind wall is there to block off the feathers at the current moment. Yasuo now going to the
Yasuo is
back line.
going
Kings
deep.
have 1. Gets a knockup
Yasuo.
onto the Zaya, and a TP coming in from the Kennen to help finish up the kills. Nova's looking good right now.
Nova knows exactly what their win con is right now, and they are
Oh,
playing it.
Silas is
Oh
dead.
my!
too.
He did not expect them to come for him there.
The Kennen TP down and got 2 kills for his team.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think that they had it in them to execute it this perfectly, but they have shown that they know exactly what they were doing in that champ select.
I think it's the Yasuo buff. I think
It's the Yasuo
I
buff,
think
too.
Shroud and the Yasuo buff is just giving them confidence to go into this. Well, and I want to go back for a second here and go to the something that you guys were talking about, and the Herald. You guys were like, the Herald, what are your thoughts on this and how strong the Herald is and what they can do? After that gank in mid lane, yes, they get the kill in Oriana, but Sejuani had the Herald and they got 2 to 3 plates out of it and even more. And that just it almost proved it not almost it proved your point. It
Yeah.
showed how valuable that is for them in the end of the day, because now Sejuani and Yasuo just got a kill for themselves and an assist, and then 3 plates to put on top of that. That's an immense amount of gold for one simple gank that was pulled off quite flawlessly.
Absolutely.
And
It's
I
just
just want to point out your point. You going back to my point. The gold lead is showing how impactful that Herald was, and it just kind of drew the enemy team into somewhere they didn't want to be, because their mid tier 1 was almost just blown up by this Rift Herald.
There's not much you can do. The Herald pops. You lost your mid laner,
Oh.
and you lose a lot of gold. Now, Rel is going to be engaged on here. I don't think she has a way out. She's actually going to be the one to engage here. Throws Sejuani ult from Silas. Oriana's going to find 2 members of Nova at this point. Blood Moon's going to try to turn this around. Ghost from Mundo's going to go into the Alistar. Yasuo's going to find an ult, but he is jumping into 4 members, and that's going to be the feather pullback to get a kill for the Zaya. Blood Moon turned that around in their favor, and once
Wow.
again, Nova's seems like from game 1 to game 2 having trouble to deal with just locking down and killing the Rel. Rel is so tanky for them to deal with, and this has happened in both games.
This is just proving that Rel should not have gotten all those buffs. I just like, this guy is playing this Rel so well. Like, he is in a bad spot, takes full advantage of the fact that his team is going to be there, full confidence that his team is going to back him up. He goes in, gets the ult off, and just locks down that Sejuani so that his team cleans it up. And that, I mean, you couldn't really ask for better support, to be honest.
I'm very curious with why Yasuo opted for Wit's End, the first item. very
And I
firm.
guess Silas Oriana is an issue for Silas or for Yasuo, but I don't think that it's I don't think that it's the play.
I think he was already too ahead. Like he didn't care about them. Kind of slows down their early game tempo because this Yasuo's hitting like a wet noodle right now.
Yeah, definitely would
But
have preferred. What would you say it would be the better item, Orc or just going straight into
um,
IE or what?
I definitely would not go Kraken Slayer this game. But well, he picks up first tower. But I think an Immortal Shield buff first buy here is actually like no joke, very good.
Wow,
Oh,
that Zaya had
well,
no ability to counterplay that. She got Hex flashed on from Grom by the Alistar. He knocks her back, knocks her up, stuns her. Kaisa just comes in and one-shots her. Kaisa did ult there though, so there's potential for them to lock her down, but I highly doubt it. Especially with only Rel being there.
it's very interesting that it was looking like Blood Moon could change this game back to their favor, but Novasphere just brought the gold lead even farther away from Blood Moon, just off picking off 3 towers and the Zaya kill.
I feel like people really overestimated these Kaisa nerfs. Like, yes, they were there. They weren't enough.
No,
They, they were
those nerfs
nowhere
did
close
nothing.
to enough.
Those nerfs did nothing. I
Not enough changes at the end of the day.
No, not even close.
I really like how this Kaisa is going for the Navori build though. This is my favorite Kaisa build. I think it actually offers the most DPS, and she feels like a real ADC and not relied on the W poke.
Well, I mean, Mundo is just a health tank in the end, so you really aren't too worried about things that are like truly anti-tank. Like you don't have to build MR or magic damage here um, against this Mundo. You really just need to shred his health and just get it out of the way. Because if you can, the faster you do that, their team is just gonna fall apart. Because they're
So
not gonna. This Mundo, what's up?
do you think Kaisa will opt into a Lord Dom's third
Oh,
item?
if he doesn't, I would be very surprised. I feel like that's the perfect item to go here with this Mundo being a massive tank. Then this Rel just she has Evan Shroud now. You really just need to shred this front line. I mean, you don't really have to, I guess, if you're really gonna play, like if you expect to play perfectly and just get these really solid ults off to get behind the enemy team to really get on top of this Zaya and this Oriana. But against the Silas and against a Mundo, you're gonna have to build LDR.
hmm This bot lane gold deficit is looking very bad for Blood Moon side. Zaya is sitting on a Caulfield while Kaisa already has Navori bot. And
Even though this Mundo has pushed all the way up to the tier 2, this Kitten is still far ahead of him. And is just going to be so much more impactful in the late game.
This
Yeah,
Nova comp is going to be hard to deal with. There's a lot of
it
good
really is.
ultimates. Like at this point, they have all 5 ultimates coming up, and like you guys said, the Herald in the early game is not, or the Dragons in the early game, not necessarily the biggest thing in the world. They gave away the 2 Drakes, they got the Herald, they got so much gold out of it, and now they have 5 huge ultimates that if they're up together, they can just take control. Look at this. They sit in the brush. They're like, you know what? You come to us. We're gonna hit you with everything we got right before this dragon spawns, and we will take this game away slowly. Like every Drake, every 5 minutes, we'll just pick it up for ourselves. And it seems like they saw Sejuani, but I think Alistar and Yasuo are still hidden. They are not spotted just yet. Waiting to see if we can find anything. Alistar's going to walk out of the bush. Now they're spotted. They know 4 are down. Kennan's going to get a TP here, and Mundo as well. We're going to get them caught on each side. Kennan's going to look forward. The back line here probably. Oriana's going to be the focus for Kennan. Kaisa's going to follow up and take down the mid laner at this point. 2 kills now over to Nova. Yasuo Windwall makes Zaya completely useless.
All they had to do was split the team up, focus that mid laner, get her out of the way, and then just clean the rest of them up. Blood
It
Moon
just
was in
seemed too
such a
easy.
bad spot at the start of that fight. They had half their team on one side, half their team on the other side, and they took advantage of it. They knew where to go. They knew who to focus perfectly. Decided to run after that mid
Oh
laner.
boy.
Oh,
We're going to
Mundo
see
is
Zaya is going to try to be the savior of this game. The feathers are going to be pulled back. Doesn't
they're
have the
too
damage,
tanky.
though. And you're banking on a 1 damage carrier at the moment, trying to do all that she can. All the
The
feathers just do
Yasuo.
no damage. And Yasuo is just picking up kill after kill for himself. Kaisa's 6-0, ladies and gentlemen. This is tough. Kaisa being this strong is godly. There's nothing other to say. It's so strong they cannot deal with it. This Drake should go over them. Now Silas is going to try to contest this, which is interesting. Picks up the Kennenar, flashes forward onto the Kaisa, trying to get a shutdown for himself, see if he can get it before. And
Oh,
he
he gets the
does.
shutdown.
He does get the shutdown. That will be big to get some gold back into this game. He knows, Dragon's probably already gone. There's nothing else we can do. I'm just going to go for it all, get myself some gold. And I think that not going to be the biggest game changer, but it's something. It's something on Blood Moon's side. They're looking for anything they can get, right? They're scrounging for any kind of gold, any kind of lead. And that's a start. That's a start.
Now, what do you think about this Sightless build shroud going straight into the Void Wand?
The honest opinion, I really like it, but it's just I would like to see a Shadow Flame over this Void stuff, but I like his idea of they're not the only people like who he has to worry about are Kaisa Yasuo, like for just straight DPS, and they're both just building heavy MR. Like Kaisa's opting into not the Dom's third buy, but she's going into Wit's End, like Yasuo did, and he really needs to kill these important members. So I really do like the Void Staff buy.
All right. I think that we'll see if it helps at all, because he's just not able to really get in there at all with the amount of frontline that they have, with the amount of CC that they have. His ability to actually lock down any of these carries in the first place it's just not really there.
Yeah, this Sejuani Alistar are playing perfectly in my opinion. They're just guiding their team, making sure the carries can't get on Kaisa. They're just playing a perfect game.
Seems like it's really hard to deal with these champions, especially when they have a lead. You can't go into them. You can't look for too many picks. We saw it. It takes them too long, or they don't have enough damage. I'm, I'm excited to see the next fight with Zaya, as Zaya now has her mythic, but I still don't think it's enough. We talked about how much LDR is kind of needed for both ADCs. Now, like you said, Kaisa has more versatility to opt into something else with her passive, being able to shred through the tanks. But Zaya, I feel like Zaya right now, they're banking on her getting to 3 items, Oriana as well, just trying to look for more gold for themselves to get back in this game. And they're only at a 5k gold deficit. I say only very lightly. But before it was like 7 or 8, they've slowly gotten themselves a little bit, back more and more as they play this game. But we need to see items on Blood Moon right now. That's I feel like their biggest threat to themselves is they need gold. And how do you get it?
They have to find a pick somewhere. They either pick off, like, I'd be rotating through this Kinnan like as fast as possible, and just trying to get this shutdown, trying to get this bottom tier 2, and just giving up this Baron. I don't think staying around this Baron is worth it in the slightest. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna stop them. You're not gonna contest this at all. You're not strong enough. This Kaisa is too strong. She has 3 items now. She finished her Wit's End. She's an entire item ahead of this Zaya. And this Kinnan is just sitting bot lane by himself, no Zonias, no stopwatch, just completely free to kill here.
Oh,
Oh, he goes for the flash knockup. That's insane.
Oriana, no
she
ult,
lived.
no Seraphs. She's still for the next fight. She gets one shot now. And this Baron is just free.
Silas might look to do something. There's a TP
He
coming down from
dodged
Kennen.
ult,
I
gets
just don't
the
think so. There's just too much damage.
Yeah.
He's solo right now. Zaya's gonna use the Feather Storm, cancel
Oh.
out the Kennen
Kennen
ult.
dead,
Nice
gets the shutdown.
shutdown.
The Baron did reset.
Orianna is back in this fight. She did not
Silas
heal.
might have saved this Baron. He might have stalled this out just enough for them to be able to slow down the game, slow down the pace. They got a shutdown. Take the win. Take the shutdown.
There's a
Mundo now
lead.
is he's in Mundo's bot by himself.
Mundo's about to get a tier 3.
Kennen was able to Kennen TP'd away. Now Mundo's able to just
Oh,
push out
Yasuo
the bot.
flash. I don't know about the Yasuo flash, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that was necessary at all.
Listen,
Now
brother.
this is a big turning point. They can
He
set up
gets
for
to tier
Drake.
3, huh?
Like he takes the tier 3. Blood Moon, they look for the bot side. They take over this bot half after resetting, and they just take control of the Drake. This is interesting. Like that was really well done by. I'm gonna say his real name, not his alt account name. Take what is mine. Dude is taking what is his again. This is ridiculous. Over
He's
and over.
proving his dominance as the better jungler here. Just he's in there doing his thing. He dodges the Sejuani almost point blank, and just constantly kites them out, prevents them from doing the Baron. Lets his team get there. Lets his team get the kill on Kennen.
Interesting. Hex Flash by Alistar.
You know,
He's probably afraid.
saw the Silas and got a little spooked there, I think.
Yeah.
But this is one of those moments where, Blood Moon has to decide, do they let the Baron go? Do they get the Drake? What do they do here? They have the TP on the Orianna just in case. And it does look like Nova's going to start up the Baron here. TP should be coming through soon from the Orianna, but I don't think they know yet. I think it's still quiet. They don't. Now they know. Silas is going to go forward, be a pushback, flashes forward into the Baron. Will he be able to steal?
Silas
He
did
does! Oh my goodness, and a beautiful steal. Double kill over the Yasuo to
took
answer.
what was his.
He
He
What
took
was his?
what was his. What, dude? Blood Moon. They're
Wow.
holding on. They're telling
I don't know
everybody
if you
we
noticed.
they're telling everybody we still got the chance to be undefeated. We're still here. It's now
still
Drake's gonna go over for the Baron steal, but at the end of the day, I think that's a win. This Mundo's taking everything. How many turrets has this Mundo taken at this point? I want to see turret
Bro
damage.
bought a hull breaker.
He got way. Oh, I don't know about that one.
Oh, he's good. Wait, is he gonna look to dive it? Yeah,
He
he
just
doesn't
half
care.
hit that Kennen with 1E, 1Q, and an auto.
This Kennen cannot answer this. They
He
have
cannot stop him with that whole breaker.
no chance to stop this man. They've got 2 Chem Drakes right now, which by the way, this is just my opinion, but you please tell me if I'm wrong. Chem Drake is not that useful.
Drake's
No.
kind of ass. No,
It's-
sorry.
it's kinda
Shouldn't say
terrible.
that.
It's disgustingly bad.
So
It's
for the
really
fact that they've gotten these 2 Drakes, like cool, yeah, you got the 2 Drakes. But Blood Moon is starting to slowly get back in this game, and then who can answer Mundo at this point? Is there anyone on their team that can actually answer Mundo?
Yasuo.
Yasuo's the
Unironically,
only one.
Yasuo.
Yeah.
And now here's the thing. Now that Yasuo is the one to answer, here's the problem. Your whole comp is based around Kaisa Yasuo engaging with Alistar Sedge, right? Oh, well, we'll get back to it in a second. Sedge. Oh, perfect
This
knockback.
Alistar,
Yo, this Alistar?
he's nutty.
What an interesting name from
Did you-
Alistar.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys. I don't know
That's
if you guys.
fails with a beautiful play over the wall, getting
Maybe.
them a kill in the jungle.
Oh,
Oh,
the
engaged
Rel.
by the Rel. Sejuani's going to go look onto the
Go in.
Zaya.
Sejuani gets a
and-
little lost.
Don't know. I think she thought that was her inhib down there.
Have you ever played Wild Rift? You flip it over and it gets all
It's
wacky.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
So maybe a little too much Wild Rift, but at the same time, kill for kill now. Both junglers are down. It's a 4v4 in the mid lane. They're just dancing back and forth.
Oh my
Alistar with the-
god!
What? Goodness. Yo!
Insane!
Yo,
Beautiful combo
Bro,
with a
somebody
kill.
sign this Alistar up for the LCS
Yo.
right now.
Fails.
What
put
did I
this
just
Alistar
watch?
in the LCK. What LCS?
What did
This
I
is-
just watch? I didn't know you could even
Wait.
do that. What? Get it? Oh, he did it for the.
He's
did
stalling.
it.
He's stalling.
He did it so the minion didn't die.
He's stalling
Kinda
the damage
Kinda
for
smart,
the.
actually. That was.
Wow,
This
fails
is-
with a beautiful combo there. Now look, Silas is trying to stop the wave as best as he can, but still they have too many minions. There's no turret anyways. They get the
I just killed the
inhib,
wave.
and at this point I'm just Blood Moon was looking good. They're getting things back, and then suddenly
Fails is like, you know what? I'm on it.
I didn't
This
Follow
is
up
know
the
with the
that.
Alistar
Kennenar.
show.
You know what,
Is
guys? Don't worry, I got this. I'll be the carry. Three-man knockup by TW to minion. Or
And
Q to
then
minion, whichever one is dead.
Flash.
And then flash to knock up 3 people. That was
It was
perfectly
chef's kiss.
executed.
It was beautiful. And
Chef's kiss,
this game, we brought back to what you said. It's this jungle and this support here for Nova has been ruthless. All over the map, they've been able to make play after play after play. Yasuo just picking up free kills for himself over and over again. Kaisa picking up free kills just based off of what Alistar and Sejuani are doing and setting up for them. And they're executing this comp flawlessly. It's rare that you see this kind of play often from supports and jungles working together to set their laners up just so amazingly. Oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Kennen is just dead here. I'm sorry.
I don't think this man
Mundo.
has a chance to
He's too
survive.
fast.
Nah,
Too
Kennen's
fast.
him. Kennen's him. He got
he
up.
just ran.
A 1-2 Mundo versus a 7-1 Kennen.
And the Mundo wins that. That is.
And then Mundo wins.
Yeah, I don't know if Mundo's.
Yo,
talented,
nerf
guys.
top lane, please.
What do you mean? I think Mundo's the problem. Mundo's always been a problem, though. He just goes where he pleases.
I'm looking at his build and I'm really liking the idea he's going Titanic here alongside that hole breaker.
Very good.
He is going to start just pounding the turrets away and getting himself more and more. Like, how many turrets? He got both bot turrets. He got one bot turret.
3 bot turrets, I think.
3 bot turrets.
Unless I don't remember. Did ADC get the first tier bot turret? I don't remember.
I don't believe so, but at this point, like I don't even think Blood Moon looks for this Drake unless this might be their only chance, his only objective up, but it's kind of a coin flip. The objective is not that great. It is sole point, but at the end of the day, if you lose any fight at all, there's an open, inhib on mid lane right now, and it's hard to look for any objectives. And Blood Moon's banking on this Mundo push. I think this is the first time I've ever experienced and seen a team have to bank on a split pushing Mundo.
I actually agree with you. That is it's very strange to have to rely on a Mundo to split push.
Oh, and here we go.
He is getting collapsed on here.
The counter to the split pushing
Just
Mundo.
one shot.
Well, there's no relying on him anymore.
Looks like there's no Mundo to rely on. Now I
You
will
said-
say very, very
If I was
interesting.
Novasphere, I would just push this top. Get that tier 2.
Get that tier 2, yeah.
There's so much time
They're
that they're
yeah,
just sitting around,
they're
around. Yeah,
wasting, doing nothing right now. Yeah.
But this Baron is theirs to take. Silas cannot take
This is
what
gonna
is
get
his.
inhib.
hey, but
It's like they're actually
probably
just
take the
opting to
inhib.
break the base. They're just opting to break the base right now. Because they could get mid tower too.
He could just die here.
Oh, this might be scary for Silas here. He does get the Kennenar, but
he gets the E,
Kennen's
if he
going to
hits
go
the E,
forward with the proto
no,
belt,
he's just gone.
rocket belt.
Kaisa can catch him though. No, she's opting for the wave.
Now, so the trade for Baron is quite unfortunate. There's nothing they could do anyways, but at least there's something, you give and take. You always try to get something out of an objective that's being taken by the opposing team, and taking that at least gives some little cushion for when the minions get into their base. They have a little bit extra minions that can take and soak up damage at least when it gets close. But I think the mid inhibitor has been taken. It's been taken once, so there's only one super. But as soon as it gets taken again, they're gonna have to deal with more of these supers. And if Mundo can't get the job done quickly, this is gonna be hard. Nova's in an easy spot. They have an easy position for themselves. They got Baron, and now they just look bot lane.
I will say though, it's very strange to look at the gold difference. They're only a little bit less than 4K or a little bit less than 5K gold ahead, but it's 25-9. I don't know where are they getting all this gold from. Where is Blood Moon getting all their gold from? They are literally 14 kills behind, 16 kills behind.
Oh boy, Nova looking for an engage. Sejuani misses onto the Orianna. But I do think Orianna did flash. We didn't get to see it at least in full, but Orianna does not have flash anymore. Kennen's going to go forward into the back line. Is going to get, I believe, 3 of them. Cleanse comes out from the Xayah, but there's nothing to follow up on. They just go in and engage. They just die. And everyone
on the side of Nova just gets to end this game. But Mundo trying his hardest
Mundo,
to end it. Oh my lord!
Mundo almost into the game. Promise, guys.
And
That's it.
that's the first game. Isn't that the first game Blood Moon has been taken down?
That's
That is the first game that Blood
the
Moon has lost so far. And I'll be honest, I'm gonna say it. This was not one of those wins or I mean losses for Blood Moon that was close. I feel like this was pretty dominant. Blood Moon had a couple moments there coming back. They had a couple chances to try to make something work for them at the end. But the dominant faction between the jungle support and the control of this game, and then the wombo combo that they just executed perfectly. I think Nova, if they can keep executing their compositions like this, they are a major threat. Like it, and if you look past on the history that they've played recently, they've won the past 4 matches. The first loss they've had it after 4 matches, or yeah, 4 matches in total,
oh
two
my,
series. They've only taken one loss.
20,000 damage from Mundo onto turrets.
And there's the only saving grace that man had. Their team only had that. That was their saving grace to win that game. Was a Mundo. Wow. I that was a good game. That was a good game. It was interesting to see how Nova was able to take advantage of everything. What do you guys
This,
think about that game?
this was such a sketchy game for Nova. This could have gone so poorly if they didn't execute it the way that they did. Because they had a Yasuo, they had a Kinnan against a Silas. They had things that just you wouldn't normally want this matchup into. You wouldn't want this Sejuani into Silas. You wouldn't want that. It's not a good matchup. But they executed the early game so well that they showed that they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they needed to do. They knew what their win condition was. They knew exactly where they needed to be at all times. They had this support. They had this jungler that knew where to be at all times throughout the game, and they just executed it so flawlessly. Especially this support, man. He's got to be the player of the game for this game. Like I swear, this guy had so many wonderful hex flashes, so many wonderful just normal flashes, just getting on top of that enemy team, knocking 3 people up, and just pushing them back into his team at any time that he could. It was beautiful.
Crowd, your thoughts?
Oh, Shell's dead.
Well, I don't think Trout is here at the current moment, but I agree. It's just so much more presence and pressure from that support. He was able to just take control of the bot lane, and we saw early on that Rel got a little aggressive. She wanted to get level 2, and she was banking on that they would get level 2 before. So she placed herself in the wave and took so much damage before she got that level 2. And then by the time she got level 2, Alistar just took advantage of it. She pushed her back into Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa got a free W, I believe, and just reset her passive. And Rel just blew up, giving Kai'Sa the first blood, the first kill of the game, and just slowly snowballing this champion's lead. And like we've said over and over again, this champion, I'm shocked she was let through draft. That
I
champion
don't
is so
I don't
disgustingly
know why
strong.
people let Kai'Sa through draft. Even in solo queue, people don't ban her, and I don't understand it. This champion is obscenely strong compared to any other ADC in the game right now. And Xayah is a strange pick to have. I know they first picked Xayah. Why wouldn't you first pick the Kai'Sa? Why first pick the Xayah over the Kai'Sa? Why not? It just doesn't make sense to me.
There's a lot of questions going around in the ifs
I'm
ands.
sorry, I had that backwards. They first picked Kai'Sa. My bad.
Well, I think I thought you were talking about the first game, going back to it, because I think in first game Kai'Sa was banned in the first game. Nova
Yeah.
made sure of that. They were on red side. They were like, don't want to worry about that. Next game they go, you know what? It's your turn. That's We see this often in competitive scene, is that there's that one champion that is so strong that whenever you're on red side, you unfortunately have to be that man to ban them out. Which it sucks, because at the end of the day, if you don't ban it, the blue side will pick it up. They've got first pick. They've got priority over the game. If you don't ban it, They get it. So you are either deciding to play against a very strong champion, or you are either deciding to, unfortunately, having to give up one of your bands. And it's just simple as that. If I were Blood Moon or whoever gets the opportunity for this third, I believe we're going to a third game.
We
Absolutely.
are.
Going to a third game. Whoever gets the choice of red or blue side, go blue. There's no reason to not go blue here, especially if you have that one champion that is just so dominant over the series, over competitive, whatever it may be. Like when we saw Zeri and Yumi being so strong, you had to ban on red side or it was picked up.
Exactly.
It sucks, but like, okay. Blood Moon has decided to go with blue side, so they will swap back over. Blood Moon will get first pick of the draft in this one. I'm I'm gonna say that they're gonna Nova would go ahead and ban the Kaisa, but Shroud, I don't think you were here, but I'm curious. I'm gonna go back. What are your thoughts on that game too?
I think it was the curse of letting Yasuo through a lobby. I might have to ban it if I'm AT Blood Moon because that Kaisa kind of just like used the Yasuo morale and like went and carried the whole game with the cannon. But draft is starting up, and I really want to get into Blood Moon's head right now. I don't know why they're prioritizing this Gragas first first ban phase. They're always just locking in that Gragas ban. I want to hear some thoughts about why this is happening, like, because I don't understand it.
Is there potentially on Noah's side someone who's comfortable with it? And maybe it's a mixed or sorry, a swappable pick, between lanes, I should say.
I think
They are
they're
not banning
scared.
Kaisa.
That's an interesting decision. I think they're scared of this mid laner. This mid laner has shown that he's very good on Gragas. He's gone 11-2 in one of his games on Gragas mid.
Viego being covered. I don't have the full
Yeah,
link.
I don't have the link. I'm using the stream.
Stream. Yeah. It looks
Okay,
like they
there we
have
go.
decided
Great,
to
great,
Bloodmoon
great.
has decided to first pick Kaisa, which I think is
Who
the
would have
correct
guessed?
decision.
Who
Who
would
yeah,
have?
who would have
Who would
guessed?
have
this
guessed?
this is why you either ban it or you pick it, and I don't know why they didn't decide to ban it. Red side didn't decide to ban it and just get it out of the way, so they didn't have to deal with it. But they do not like the enemy jungler. They do not like Blood Moon's jungler. They have banned him out again.
I would ban out that guy too.
I mean, I think that's the correct decision also.
Interesting. We get a rel pick from Nova now, and this once again can be a swap between jungle and support.
I would like to see a Rao jungle.
I feel like we've seen it more, or I've seen it more in competitive right now in the pro scene, and it's one of those that's I feel stronger in jungle than it is support. Maybe I'm wrong,
I
but it
totally
has
agree.
so much power with the items that she can get from the gold value in the jungle, the XP, like I was talking about, that extra lead that she can have. Varus,
I want to talk about this. Yeah,
yeah, go for it, please.
I I there's a lot of
Win.
ADCs that can look at Kaisa and go, you know what, I can match your tempo early game, and I don't see Varus as one of those picks.
Didn't he get buffed
Varus,
recently?
did he?
I think he did. I thought he did.
When?
Am I smoking something?
I think you're smoking something.
I might be. There's been so many ADCs that got changed recently. Maybe I am. I don't remember actually.
I don't remember a Varus buff. Yeah, I saw
Ah,
a Varus pick, but
Gwen
me
Jarvan.
personally, I would have opted out to the Zeri pick again. I really like Zeri into Kaisa. It just matches. I'm going to be as relevant as you late game. I still can do somewhat damage mid game. And it's just a very nice pick. Gwen Jarvan.
I respect this top laner. The Blood Moon's top laner has said, I don't care if you counter pick me. I don't care what you pick. I'm going to play Gwen. I'm going to show you that I'm going to carry this game as Gwen no matter what you do.
it's an
Yeah.
interesting one. I'm not the biggest fan of picking top this early because now we
Neither am
get to
I.
see. Yeah,
Don't
but I respect what you're saying there. Like the confidence level to to do this is insane.
can't they
I'm a
just lock in Jax here?
yes, absolutely. As a person who only plays top lane, I can assure you, first picking Gwyn is not necessarily the best decision. Unless you're unbelievably confident in it. And I think that this guy is showing that he is confident and that he can actually make this game completely one-sided. And if he doesn't, this whole decision is just completely thrown out the window.
We'll see if he can pull it off.
I there's one pick that's kind of just hiding in my mind. I know there's already a lot of AP on Blood Moon Sign, but with the Jarvan pick, I would be really interested in a mid lane rumble. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but with Jarvan, I just love the idea
With a
of
Jarvan
Jarvan
into Rel
Jarvan Rumble.
Poppy, I think Rumble would be huge into Rel Poppy. Poppy
I
isn't
do
going to be
think
able to
so
do
also,
anything.
but there's too much AP.
Yeah,
There's
they're
too much.
it's scary, but in like it's one of those where if Gwen was a support pick or something like that, and they still kind of went with the Poppy, that Rumble would be kind of devastating. But I don't know what specifically Blood Moon's mid laner plays, but it seems he's consistent with Victor, Oriana, stuff like that. So I wouldn't be shocked if we got another Oriana game.
Oh,
Hey, there it
Novasphere
is.
Oh,
takes the Rumble.
they
All
decided to take for
right, all right.
themselves.
I see. I like the idea of Rumble on either side. More of the Jarvan with the Rumble's
Yeah.
ultimate, the
This
equalizer.
could be seen as a deny pick, though.
True.
Denying the fact that you could get Rumble on
They
your
saw
side.
the Jarvan, knew that combo is just nasty, and they decided to take it for themselves, which I think is a smart decision, especially since they still don't have any AP, or they didn't have any AP before the Rumble pick.
Now we're gonna see if they pick. Oriana Victor has been
So
consistent. Now we're gonna
Braum?
see Braum. I
No,
like Braum here.
I love Braum.
I'm a big
Braum
fan
is
of that.
so good with Kaisa, so good, especially with Kaisa with Gwyn. Oh,
I want to see this
Into Varus
Yasuo lock
too.
in right here.
Yasuo
He needs
again.
the buff, right? He needs
Ego the Yasuo into the team that just destroyed you on Yasuo. I want to
Even
see
though
it.
they have a Poppy Rumble, the two characters that kind of counter him completely. Oh, the Nico.
Oh,
The
I
all
actually
Nico.
like
right.
the Nico. I think the Nico is not a bad idea.
The problem with Blood Moon's comp is they are severe. They're just like banking on Kaisa being a carry. If Kaisa ever gets behind in this game, isn't it just GG?
Depends on how well the Gwyn does, honestly. I mean, Gwyn can't carry this game by herself. Not with a Varus, not with a Rel on their team. They have too much CC, too much lockdown, but she can do so much by herself. Just split pushing, 1v1 potential. Unfortunately, she's against the Jace. Not the greatest matchup for Gwyn, to be honest.
I think Rumble is going top.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hmm. That would
Actually,
make a lot
their
more
top
sense.
lane did pick Jace last time. I'm not sure, but I would like to see Jace like mid instead. I think Rumble's better at the top lane skirmish, like 1v1, 2v2 around Rift Herald. Like, just in general, Rumble's better position top. And Jace is better into a champion like Nico that can't just jump on him, Q him for half his HP, and then run away.
They're That's funny. So right now we're having a bit of a technical issue with their top laner on red side didn't actually own Rumble, so I have to swap accounts real quick.
Wait, are
Uh,
you guys in the lobby?
Wait, so
Oh.
so you said the top laner is the one who doesn't own the Rumble. Does that mean we're
yes,
gonna get the
we're
Rumble
gonna
top lane?
see. Looks like we're seeing a Rumble top, judging
Huge.
from what they said.
That's perfect. Because I was looking at the match histories for their Nova here. Nova has played 2 games of Jace top. So Kai's car, I believe is how you say his name. I apologize. Um, he's the one who's been picking up the Jace for Nova. So the fact that they're pushing for him to be more in the mid lane this time and have Sack take over for Jace and Kai's car take the Rumble, I like this. And okay, actually, now I noticed there is a Rumble pick as well for Kai's card. So Nova has the option to just flip him back and forth between the mid laner and the top laner. So pretty pretty good versatile pick between the two.
Oh.
And you have one AD, one AP. They go decent well together. They've got a lot of damage that they can put out. I
Now our jungle smooth brain doesn't own J4.
This is an interesting predicament.
How's this guy Kai's card Kennen own all these champions and he's level 10?
Uh, that's interesting predicament between the player. It's not something that you see every day with competitive players.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, Rumble's going to go top lane, Jason's going to go mid. I really like that idea, especially against the Nico. I don't know how the interaction works, but if Jace is doing it fast enough, he can move Nico R by bashing her away, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a very it's a very
Absolutely.
small window, but if it's something that she looks for an engage or something like that, and he has in hammer form and just bats her away, there's a chance that could be a game changer for some of these fights, or specifically in the laning phase. It would be a lot more difficult to pull off in more of a team fight setting, but in the laning phase, I like the Jace against this Nico rather than being against that Gwen. And Rumble, I don't know specifically who he wins into anymore after the changes, but all I know is that hurts. It hurts a lot, and I don't know why, but
See,
everything
Rumble
burns.
Rumble doesn't win into anyone specific. He just wins in
Yeah.
general. As a character who just simply wins his lane by existing in the lane, it's not like he has any major ups or downs when it comes to facing somebody. Um, so I mean, it just comes down to how well he's played. Looks like we are delayed once again by the Bloodborne jungler not owning Jarvan. All right, we have this is the one.
Hopefully. Or they actually don't own Jace.
Oh
They
no.
just I really like how they started banning Graves after that first game.
They really didn't want that Graves to come back.
I would be scared of that Graves too.
I'm scared of this jungler. Blood Moon's jungler is something else, man. He's
Yeah.
on another level.
I'm so surprised with the early lock-in of Gwen. I
It
feel like
shows how confident they are.
it could have been punished way harder than Rumble.
It definitely could have.
I would have loved to see a Jax or a Yone or
They
something
could
like
have
that.
locked in Zac. Like Zac is so strong into Gwyn.
I don't think they're about to lock in Zac.
They could have locked but instead of the Rumble, they could have locked in Kinnan, who
No, it was
currently has
banned.
a
Banned,
50.
banned.
Oh, was it banned? Oh,
Yeah.
you were right. That was banned. Never mind. Oh,
Oh,
somebody else seems to not own a champion.
what did I say? He didn't own Jace. He
He
didn't
did.
own Jace.
He didn't own Jace.
He didn't have Jace.
He
Yep.
didn't. He actually didn't own Jace. Oh Lord. But there are a couple of picks that you could pick. A little bit of banter going on between the teams. But there are definitely a lot of better picks that you could have picked into Gwyn than Rumble. Rumble doesn't really do well into Gwyn because Gwyn has so much healing, Gwen has so much escape, and her slow is insanely strong, and her W just prevents all the damage that Drummel can do with his ult. Um, so I honestly, a Jax would have been better. A Gragas would have been better, but Gragas is also banned.
Yep.
Fiora would have been better too. But they did need AP, so they could have picked Akali. They could have picked Akali has the best win rate into Gwyn by far. Just
He
the
probably
best
doesn't
matchup.
own that either.
Probably doesn't own it.
Nope. They are currently talking about dinner.
What else are you going to talk about? They don't own half the champions in the game.
It's true.
There's not a lot left to talk about at this point, so I guess dinner is a good option if anyone hasn't had dinner yet.
I haven't even had dinner yet.
Oh boy, do we have something on the menu?
Uh, nah, I'm probably just gonna starve myself.
Hey,
Back to play. Let's go.
my man. Someone get this man some Chipotle or something. Everyone got DoorDash, Uber Eats. That's
Nah, if I wanted to, I could order. Don't worry.
if you wanted to, you could. All right, man. Someone get him this food,
Someone order this man a pizza at least. Like, come on.
right? Like, good.
I
man.
actually hate pizza. I'm not gonna lie.
What is wrong? He's not human. Never mind.
I'm telling you.
You know how they said
Just
on the
because he
news
doesn't like
aliens
pizza.
aliens were real. This is one of them. This guy's one of
Okay.
them.
Hey,
Listen,
go-
like whenever someone orders pizza, and like usually it's like pizza and wings, right? If you order 50 wings, I'll take like 20 wings, but I won't take a single pizza slice.
It's 'cause
Who
you haven't
ordered?
eaten the
Wait,
right pizza. Who
are you?
orders
Please,
pizza with wings though?
you're going to a party, right? You're not. It's not like you just decided, hey, I'm gonna order pizza and wings tonight for myself.
No, not for myself. For like
Guy
my
ordered
mom doesn't
50
want to
wings for
cook.
himself, man.
My mom
Oh,
doesn't want to cook, and we're just like, okay, order pizza and wings. I'm taking like a lot of those wings, but I'm not touching that pizza. You guys can have it. Like that's the type of person I am.
all right, all right. I think this is the first time we're getting chat involved. Chat, pizza no go or pizza go? Come on, we need to end this discussion of pizza
Start a
yes or
poll.
pizza
Start a
no. Start a
poll.
poll because this is interesting. Pizza go. We got one pizza go already. Pizza's a go. Okay, question. Pizza, what kind of pizza? If you were not forced, if you had to have any pizza, what would it
Mhm.
be?
I'm a very, very particular person when it comes to my pizza. You see, I like to go to Domino's and I tell them put like 17 different toppings on it, but it has to be very specific toppings. I want bacon on it. I want pepperoni on it. I want green bell peppers on it. I want some cheddar cheese on it, and
You're
we
an
could just rock and
alien,
roll with
bro.
that.
Good
You're an
lord.
alien.
The moment you taste that, the moment you taste that, you'll never want to try another pizza again, bro. I swear to God, it's so good.
No, if I
Yeah,
had to eat a pizza, it would be definitely chicken on it. Um,
Gross.
the first thing this man, he had so many options to put something on a pizza, and this first man, he says chicken.
He said
because like I
chicken.
don't like the generic, like the taste of pizza. I need something else. Like that you go like, okay, I'm eating this for the protein on it. You know?
So
The chicken. The
the
chicken.
chicken.
It's what Okay, Cam
What? All
doesn't get
right,
an
no, we
opinion.
got to turn this all
Cam
around.
doesn't
Someone
have an
said,
opinion.
"You're not human. You're not human." Hold on, you are not human. What is this?
What?
Banana? Just like wait,
Banana?
hold on. Like pepperoni, banana, like
You just said
Hmm.
banana.
Hmm.
Salami? Hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know about that one.
All right. Real question. Would you rather eat a pizza or would you rather just have like, those like store-bought noodles, like the packet? Would you rather have a pizza or those?
store-bought
What are
noodles.
you? What is this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
question?
because I like
Wait. What kind?
I want to
Like
see where your
Normal,
head
like
like
is
mac
going
where
for
and
that.
cheese?
where else are
Like
you gonna get your
No, no, no,
noodles
no, no,
from?
no. Like the ramen sorts of like
the instant pack ramen
yeah,
stuff.
the instant pack. Yeah.
Because like normal noodles, like what fettuccine, like spaghetti noodle, or what are we
No,
talking about?
no,
We're
no,
talking
no.
about like bow
I was
tie, like
talking.
angel's hair. What are we talking about?
No, I was talking
Just
about like
because I wanted to say
the
ramen.
instant noodles packet. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, instant noodle packet versus pizza. Go, everybody. Um, I'll be honest. I'll say instant
Pizza.
ramen.
Oh my
That's what I'm
god,
saying. That's
you
what
make
I'm
want
saying.
to puke. Maybe it's because I ate too much of it as a kid, but I do not want to touch ramen.
Bro, it's so much like you just eat it and you're full, and it's like
It's
how
water,
how's it? You're huh?
bro. Do you not put water in your ramen?
Yeah, but you put the flavoring, so you don't even taste the water. It tastes
Oh
like
my
that flavor.
god, it's almost like it's flavoring, but it's still just water.
Yeah, that's what
Flavored
makes it
water.
better.
Oh my god, this guy's like, I swear this lemonade. This lemonade right here, it's lemons. I swear.
Yeah, it is.
But you got it from a packet of powder.
What's wrong with the packet of powder?
I'm just saying, man. It's still just water. It's just flavored water.
This is the kind of game 3 conversation we want to have.
We're still the game's about to start, all right?
Yeah.
No, this is good. I'm not saying it's bad. That wasn't sarcasm or sarcastic at all. Like we got 15 seconds left until we're about to load in this game, but I'm like,
What I'm very interested in is if oh by the way, Cam, the stream closed. But I want to see this Kaisa going Hail of Blades and not Lethal Tempo. With the
Ooh.
Braum, I really
See.
like Hail of Blades instead of Lethal. Let me see if she did it. It's a black screen. Never mind.
It'll get there one day. Nope.
God
She went
damn
lethal
it.
tempo.
you're so sad about that one, man.
I will say it's very strange that Poppy went Phase Rush. I don't
No,
know
no,
about that
that's
one.
normal. That's
Is
normal.
that normal?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
normal.
guess it's
It's
because
gross,
I
but
don't
it's
play her
normal.
jungle, so I play her
Can
top.
we talk
So.
about First Strike Braum?
First Strike Realm is
Huh?
oh, actually the one I'm completely skimmed over.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for
Ladies
everybody
and
in
gentlemen
chat
of
at
the
this point.
jury.
Yeah, First Strike Braum. So, are we banking on the fact that we can Q poke and get some gold out of it, or did this man just misclick his
Definitely misclicked. Yep.
Oh, yep, it
Can't remake. What happened?
they need
Let's
to
see.
remake. Yikes.
Oh, yep. I said Braum First Strike. Yep.
They need to remake because
These
Braum has First Strike and I'm
we
guessing it
will
was
never play this game out. This is not happening.
I guess we're
so
going back to food.
does
Okay.
anyone have another like
Anyway,
food versus food?
Oh, what do you like on your salad?
balsamic
Is it
vinaigrette.
like a specific kind of salad, or is it just like
Like a
throwing
like
iceberg lettuce in a
tuna
Any
bowl?
fish salad, like
any
a Rome.
salad.
What kind
Any.
of lettuce are we talking about? Roman salad?
Why does
I'll
that
be honest.
matter?
In any salad, I'll be honest. Any salad, croutons. I'm a big
Oh,
fan.
Oh yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
huge,
I'll
huge,
eat
huge.
the croutons by themselves.
What
True.
about have you guys ever had tuna salad?
That's
I've never had
why
tuna
is
salad.
that? Actually, I was about to ask, how is that like a question? Because I feel like that's a normal thing for people to eat, but apparently not.
I've never
Yeah,
had. Yeah, I've
really?
never had tuna salad.
It's
I
so
used
good.
to eat it all the time as a kid.
Me too.
You gotta make it right. So you take the tuna fish, you get some mayonnaise, you get some mustard, you put it in a bowl, you mix it together. You get it the perfect flavor. You can put it on a sandwich, or you can add some eggs into it. You can add some pickles into it. Put that all into a salad. Oh, there's so
But
much you
what
can
do
do
you
with
mean
tuna fish.
mustard?
Have you never had mayonnaise? You take some mayonnaise, take some mustard, you put it all into a bowl, you mix it together. I swear to God, it'll change your opinion on tuna fish if you don't like it.
I love
Swear
tuna.
to
What do
God.
you mean? I'm the one who brought it
I
up.
know, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who don't have a bad opinion on tuna
Wait.
fish.
Okay, so the mayonnaise thing I've heard before, and even my family has done it before, but I've just never had it for myself. But what they usually do is they combo it with like wheat thins, like crackers. Is that normal or no?
That's normal.
Yeah,
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 people
yeah.
usually eat it like it's like a party snack, right? You put it like in a bowl. People just like get a scoop of it, get some crackers, eat it like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was making sure because I was like, is that something that my family did that was weird, or is that like normal?
No, no, no.
No,
That's
no,
normal.
no.
Because you said something about the mayonnaise being weird, and I was like, oh no. If mayonnaise is weird.
This guy
All
just
right.
doesn't know what good Southern food is.
Alright, what about like chicken? Do you like chicken in your like? Would you rather have chicken salad or a chicken sandwich?
Oh, I
Chicken
thought you just
salad.
legitimately. I'm sorry. I skipped over the fact that we're still talking about salad. I thought you were just saying do you like chicken? I was like, yeah.
I think that's a common thing for people to like.
So okay, so a chicken in a salad, absolutely.
Over a sandwich?
Oh, oh wait, over a sandwich? No, I'd
Yeah.
have it a sandwich.
Oh, okay. I'm a salad lover. I like everything more in a salad. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, respectable though. I understand that. Okay, you know what just popped in my head? All right, big question. This will determine a lot of things going forward.
Okay.
Milk first in
Oh
cereal or
my
milk
god,
second in
this is
cereal?
If
not
anyone
true.
says the other option, I don't
If
know, man.
anyone says milk first, you deserve
Yeah.
the gulag. Like,
Damn, this man went all the way to the gulag.
I've never
like
met
the
so like I've never
in-game
seen
Black Ops
someone do it.
gulag.
So one of my friends, I'm
No,
not gonna lie. So like in let me finish the story. When I was
like
like 12 in like grade school, I'm not one of my friends, he told me he puts the milk before the cereal, and I like everyone looked at him weird. And I slept over at his house one day, and he didn't do it. And I was like, "Bro, why are you lying?" And then this guy was like, "What do you mean? I did do it." And I swear we had a whole like argument for 30 minutes
oh my
while
god.
I saw him pour the milk first. I mean, the milk after. I'm like, "Bro, why are you trying to like do that?" And I was so confused. He's trying to point out some image that he was a weirdo or something.
The real issues come.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Hopefully, we've got some positive news of that we get into game 3 finally. No more runes in the wrong spot. We got everything good. No more keyboards disconnected. I think we're good to go.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Just
How
barely
many
missed.
times is that man going to throw his ability just above the Rel's head in these series?
I swear Rella's bugged or something. She doesn't get hit.
They probably like made her hitbox weird because she's on a horse. Would be my guess.
Oh, yo, this
Oh, that
driver is
early
just
power
saying it. I'm him.
crazy. He's just sending it. What is
So,
up here? Oh, she has
once
a
again, I'm going to make sure here. Okay, so Blood Moon is on the
Oh,
blue side and Nova's on the red side.
something I
weird
really want to point out is that because they gave that word to Rumble, he's gonna have an early level 2. And if this top laner doesn't respect on the Blood Moon side, this early Rumble level 2, the lane could just end right there.
This is a very, very important information for the top laner to have actually.
Yeah, if it doesn't take a look at his tab there and see that the 1 CS difference, it's quite scary. And he took Ghost in this lane, so you'll be able to get himself at least away, but at what cost, right? It's not looking for the potential early pressure from Rumble can cost Gwen this entire game. And like we said in the draft, this is kind of scary for Gwen to be picked second overall on the blue side.
It's actually weird. She went Q first. Usually you go E first, but I guess she wants that little bit of range so she can farm a little bit better.
I want to hear you guys' opinions. First strike or conquer on Gwen?
Conquer all the way. There's no reason you would ever go first strike on Gwen.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say Conquer, but I'm an ADC player, so I don't have too much of knowledge of the top lane.
Your
Runes.
your your ultimate hits more than one time. So if you can proc that Conquer like really really fast with it, you're just gonna get that huge power spike from Conquer plus the healing. You already have healing from your Q. It's true damage. Also, it hits multiple times, so you're stacking that Conquer so quickly as Gwen.
I agree with that. But the thing about first strike Gwen is because you're hitting so much and your damage output is. Oh, wait.
He
Oh
graded
boy,
for
we
the
got,
cannon.
got
This
a
might
fight
count.
here. Stun onto the Rel. Passive already procced. Both supports getting very, very low. Will he be able to get the kill for himself? No, but the thing is, this is a big trade. Varus is now
Look at
lower
the
than
belt.
half HP, but he's going to try to trade it back.
Varus
It's
is.
I would have
so
flashed
close.
in. Why didn't
I
you
would have
flash in?
flash autoed that
Why didn't you
Varus.
flash in?
All right,
Wait.
well, now we got to fight in the mid lane. Going in on Nico, putting a little bit of damage out, but not going to follow up through. And this was an interesting fight on bot lane. They were respecting each other so much, and instead didn't get a flash forward, get that damage off, and quickly get a kill for themselves. That seems like a pretty big opportunity for a Kaisa to get another kill, like another first blood in this
This is
series.
very strange to me. This is just showing that Blood Moon Game 1 were completely dominant, completely early game dominant, late game dominant, showing how confident they are in their playstyle. But right now, I don't see that team. I'm
Yeah.
honestly, I think that they lost their confidence after game 2. Like, she's not walking up to hit them. She could have easily killed one of them right there. Or at least got shipped them down way more.
A mix of these long intermissions and the second game might have had a little bit of a toll on the
They
Kaisa here,
don't
but
see
this
this Poppy.
this Poppy is in a
Oh,
perfect spot.
Poppy
Flash away
completely
from the
whiffed.
Kaisa. And I'm looking at the items now. I really like the call on the Jace. That extra little bit of gold to get to his second item is going to be so significant for this mid game or around these objectives. So I really like the idea of him just farming up, getting the gold that he needs, because he already has enough damage to go against the Nico. Nico doesn't have the biggest amount of resistances in the world, and she's not going to build much resistance, if any at all, until around item 2. So I'm a big fan of pushing for that gold lead a lot earlier for Jace, just to get the 2 item power spike as quickly as possible.
I'm a fan of it
something.
also. I think
Yeah.
that it's just better to not play into the Nico's strengths. To sit back as much as you can, not get caught out, not get poked out, not get hit by any roots. Just, play it safe, farm the game, wait till late game.
Something I do want to point out though is I don't like Varus going lethal tempo here.
I don't
Thoughts?
think it's necessary.
I
I don't think he needs it at all.
I think he should have went with poke Varus. He has a
I don't think
Jace.
he'll have
He has a
time
Rumble.
to auto attack to be
Yeah.
No.
true true.
There's a Braum, a Jarvan. He's just not gonna have that opportunity.
Gwen will usually be immune. He can't auto attack her. Jarvan's gonna be on top of him anyways, and Kai'Sa should follow up with Braum. It's like there's not too many times, so I agree. It's gonna be tough for Varus to get as many auto attacks as he want off in this game, unless he decides for some reason to still opt in towards that AP route, but still have lethal tempo. But depends on how he decides to build this game, because we saw the Corki in the first game have a little bit of trouble with his build and it not being too impactful. But Dragon fight, interesting. Nico's gonna
Flash
go
ult.
on forward and get
First
the
blood
first
for the
blood.
Nico.
blood. Now I
But
think Varus
this
should
might
get
be
one
trade.
back for himself. Rel's gonna go look under the Jarvan. Jace is gonna go pop forward. Kai'Sa's now into the fray.
Oh, the Rail W.
But the Braum shield is blocking so much damage. And
Jace
Kai'Sa's
is
able to
so
turn this
dead.
one around. They got the stun. Varus has to flash over. Rel should be able to get over this wall. Actually not able to get over the wall. And that is a double kill for the Kai'Sa. Oh, okay. Now in the
Wait.
top lane, Equalizer used to keep
That's
Gwen
a
away.
really big ult by the Rumble.
Very well done, and keeping the Gwen just away from the lane and not allowed to do much. Like this this Rumble is scary at the moment. He's gonna cancel the cancel
Oh,
the
that's
back,
not
make it
good.
more a threat.
That feels so bad.
I just want to talk about how broken Braum is.
Look at that. His support is so good. He blocked that Varus Q just perfectly to do exactly where to stand, do exactly what the timing was. This guy is just constantly proving how
Oh.
good he is. Uh-oh. All right, good route by the Nico there.
The amount of damage that was blocked in the last fight around the dragon was so high. I'm curious. I would love to see how much damage was actually blocked, because it looked like they were able to, get the kill and they were about to, and then suddenly the damage just dropped off and it's turned around completely. Kaisa was able to get a double kill. They got the advantage, and I'm like, they're just Braum shield. The champion
Yeah.
itself just completely denied anything that Nova wanted to do.
Once again,
Literally, that fight was only won because of Braum. Nova
really
had
was.
that.
Nova had such a big opportunity there, and then Braum shows up, puts his shield in the way. They don't get any damage after that. But once again, Nova's support falling behind on XP.
Oh,
Still not level 5.
I'm seeing something on the map that I'm interested in. Poppy has Hex Flash, and she was sitting by the Drake to maybe get a gank off, but she decided to go away. I love the idea of Poppy looking for these plays over the wall in Dragon Pit or wherever with this Hex Flash. I was just curious to see if she was going to go for it, but the Jarvan going for the Herald here. I feel like Blood Moon 9 times out of 10 has gone for the Herald in all their games and just kept the pressure on it and trying to, like you guys said, get that gold value out of it. There's so much value to be obtained through items in League of Legends at this point. League is a item-based game, and it seems to me that playing for the Herald is so much more better value to you than a little bit of stats that keep on the long run.
Yeah, these
100.
early game plates are unbelievably important. 2 plates is more than a kill. So like, if you can sacrifice somebody bot lane to get a Herald top lane and get 3 plates, that's more beneficial than losing that person bot lane. Like, it's just smarter to make sure that you're constantly getting these Heralds and constantly pressuring a lane that the enemy jungler isn't in. As Jace is keeping up with this Nico gold-wise and constantly applying pressure. We might see something interesting here. She misses the ult from Gwen, so the Rumble just gets to flash and leave.
That is very important, though. Rumble does not have flash for an
Gwen's
extra
ultimate
5
is on a
minutes.
very low cooldown. It's like 80 seconds, I think, level 1 or something like that. I'm actually not 100% sure what it is, but it's pretty low.
It's not that low, but it is a very low cooldown. But it's nothing compared to how low Rumble R is. And I'm surprised that I'm not seeing this Rumble just R some certain, like, just to get Gwen, like, scared in this lane. I've seen a lot of Rumbles in pro play just press R in
Oh, he has a
situations.
moment right here. Gwen.
Yep, R.
There
Yeah,
we
Right
go.
now.
bad spot.
Equalizer down. Poppy's looking for the
Oh,
push. Gets
nice
pushed
stun.
onto the wall. Knocked up. Gwen should be taken down. Has no flash. Can't have ghost. Can't ghost away. It's free kill. Like you guys were saying, like the Rumble pick is just way too strong and prevalent in this lane. Gwen is trying to do something, you know, whatever she can, and like this
Oh.
one. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Wait, we got something else going on here. Jarvan going onto the rail. Rel had
Braum
no
ult
idea that that was going to
completely
happen,
locked down there.
and now they look for this dive.
Now they
They
get
know
the dive.
Poppy's top side.
Oh,
There's
I
knows he's
like
gonna
this
get
play
the
by Varus though.
Okay, Vars being
he's gonna
aggressive,
go
trying to look for his
swinging.
one for himself.
Oh,
Jarvan
the
gonna flag
Jarvan.
and drag and get himself a kill on the bot lane. 2 kills now over to forget the name. Blood Moon, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was
Happens
thinking
to
of
all
the
of
game Bloodborne.
Apparently.
Yeah.
This is huge though, because they do get this tower, I think. Or no, they're opting only to leave it at one plate. Maybe it's too
I
early for them to take this tower.
let's be honest. I like the idea of keeping Varus and Rel down in this lane instead of trying to push them in mid lane right now, and just keep the fights going. Keep diving them. You have Jarvan
Yeah.
ult still. The dragon's about to spawn. Like if they can
Oh,
keep. Okay, maybe this
Oh,
wait.
solo
ignited.
kill, Kanda
She doesn't have
Kaisa.
ult. If she had
Hmm.
ult there, she was level 6. But
I
she's
you
not. She's
know
still
I
behind.
was confident for you, Rel, but I'm not sure in the end. But you know, like I said, I think there's more to be done in this bot lane. So keeping that turret up and alive can give them more pressure into these objectives down in bot lane right now. But Jarvan now walking down to bot lane to follow in the Braum. I wish you would take a second to like wait for the ward to go down so that they don't know Jarvan's there, but I guess they're still looking. Rel's gonna reset here, probably look for some wards or vision control, and then to come back down towards Drake. It is a Hex Tech Drake. It's not the biggest Drake in the world, but to some it could be very
Hey,
promising for
that
damage.
attack speed for Kaisa is important, though.
And that ability haste is a
Yeah.
very it's Hextech Drake in my opinion is one of the like outliers of good dragons just as a solo Drake. But
In
obviously
certain team
it's
comps, it's just not good.
yeah.
But in this one, I think it is really good for Blood Moon.
But its
Poppy's
real
being
strength
followed
does
here.
show when it's a soul.
Yes, absolutely.
I like this aggressiveness. Like they're just going and taking control of the jungle. They know that they have the presence
Oh,
to do whatever they want.
This Jarvan is just taking complete control.
this guy can play anything.
He can play any character.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised right here. Poppy, this is smart. Poppy's going straight down bot. I don't think she has any camps up anyways, but she's going straight down bot lane. She knows there's got to be something happening down bot lane, and Jarvan may look for something to dive or whatever because they still have the opportunity, but with camps down, Poppy might have to make something happen. They have Varus ult ready to go, and they do have Rel ult.
They
I
have
do
too much blue side vision on this bot side though.
I do appreciate how this Blood Moon's ADC plays. He respects, even though he's ahead by so much, he respects the enemy jungler. He doesn't push up more than he needs to. He gets away from a safe distance, make sure that he always has the ability to run away if he needs to. They're just gonna steal his blue. There's nothing he can do about it right now.
There's legitimately nothing that this Poppy can do right now.
Braum might be in a bad spot, but it doesn't look like the bot lane's gonna actually come up to collapse on him. So.
Got another Herald coming in about 34 seconds here. Now, this is perfect. If you look at Jarvan and Poppy, they're both pathing up towards top lane. Their camps are spawning in just the right places for them to get ready for this Herald. I would love to see they swap between Gwen going bot and 80 and bot lane going top to just take control of that Herald. But that, you know, that's a little bit of a flip and everybody could have, you know, different ideas on it, but flipping your bot lane up to top lane, getting that presence up there and getting the herald for yourself, and maybe even just pushing out top lane, taking more and more control. So you're so far ahead at this point. You've got Kaisa. You could look for an early Baron or even just bait out the Baron, and they have to fight you. You're so much stronger at this point. You have Nico R. I feel like you can slowly progress this game in the next 5 to 10 minutes just from flipping your map over, basically.
I
I
completely
totally
agree.
agree. Yep.
I think there's no reason that they should be bot lane anymore. They have the tower almost dead. Gwen's not really doesn't have much impact on top lane right now. If they just swap right now, they get this top tower, they get this herald, and they could push the herald into tier 2. Ooh, big whiff by the Rel.
Okay, Rel
But
was
this
able
Pop-
to...
Poppy's coming in though. Flash
And not going to pin the Kaisa, but
not
it's still
gonna
trying to
pin
get
her.
the damage down.
Almost killed her. but
Nice
she gets
flash
stuck.
away. Varus is going to be the one taken down first. And now they're going to try to re-engage on this. They have a little bit of stuns
This could
left.
be a huge play for Kaisa.
Honestly, Kaisa needs to get out of there. I would not be shocked to see Poppy try to look for something here, but they're gonna wander away. I think that was a unfortunate play. And now topside, they're looking
just
for
kept
the
shoving
Rumble
around.
Equalizer
Rumble
gonna be
ult
put on
gone.
I think
down.
Rumble just beats him up here, no?
He does. Gwen's not even coming right now.
Oh my
Oh.
damage! Wait, oh what?
Wait.
What happened to Rel?
Oh
What?
no!
Wait,
Oh
Kaisa's
no!
Okay,
just dead
no.
here. Why are they still here?
Oh,
Poppy
The
just picks up a free
tragic.
shutdown. Braum has flash available. He's opting to not use it.
the overstay. Oh, nice TP here from Nico trying to counter him. Actually, maybe
Poppy
her.
has passive. Can't she just
Oh
auto?
goodness! What? Flash from the Poppy down into the
Oh
turret.
Wait.
Nico's
my,
gonna try
Poppy's
to
too
catch
fast.
up.
That phase rush.
We have Varus on the
Oh,
other side
Varus,
here,
she
able to
doesn't
help
know
out.
Varus. He
Whiffs the
misses
ult,
the
not
ult.
able to find it. But Poppy still lives.
Poppy
That's the
lives.
thing here. Poppy still lives. TP goes down. Jace gets plates. That's
Rumble
big.
lived the 2v1.
Rumble
I
lives
want to just point that out.
So
without his ult.
there was so much that happened on that around the map. So first off, top lane, Rumble lived up on 2v1.
Jarvan also lived though.
Yeah,
Jar-
but Jarvan should never be in a position to think that, like, oh, this Jarvan's ahead, but this Rumble literally just beat up 2 people and they're forced to back. I don't know.
Okay, we got nice control. See, right now, a Blood Moon, all they have to do is just take control of anything that they want. They're so, like, the threat that they have when they have ultimates, if they just call for anything with ultimates up, they should just win the fight. Now, unfortunately, Kaisa did die and give a little bit of a shutdown of Poppy, but Poppy's not going that bruiser-esque build, and the tank is going to be, strong, but I don't think it's going to be as significant as getting gold onto someone else. So, yes, they get the shutdown, but it does reset the gold, and unfortunately now, you can't get it on the Varus, the Jace, whatever, but now there's going to be TP 5v5 for this Drake. Soul point for Blood Moon.
Oh,
Oh
the from behind.
Three-man
Huge
ultimate.
ult.
Huge wombo combo, and in the end, Blood Moon will just easily pick up that. Drake and 3 kills. 3-0-5 on the Jarvan, 2-1-2 on the Nico, 3-1-1 on the Kaisa. And Blood Moon are just turning this back around and saying, hey, you know what? We had a bad game, all right? But we're still on the top.
Yeah.
They're trying to show it. They're trying to show it. They're trying to prove it.
They're really trying to prove that that second game was just a fluke. That's all that was.
It was all the Yasuo curse.
It was
Hey,
the
it was
Yasuo curse, yeah.
the Yasuo or tournament code curse.
Yeah.
Either one. I
Oh,
like this potential engage here. Doesn't get this stun off, and Braum just gets to wander away. Now, okay, so we talked about the 2-item power spike for Jace, but give me your thoughts on this. And so he goes Dustblade this game.
very interesting. I also wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
I-
I wasn't 100% confident in the Duskblade. I think that the other one's better. What's it called?
Eclipse?
The shield one, yeah, Eclipse. There you go. This
Um,
is just better.
no, I think he built like perfectly good here.
Think so?
The thing is, if you look at Blood Moon's comp, you go Gwen is AP carry late game, she's not stacking armor. Jarvan is their only like threat frontline. Braum is just a big shield. He needs this
nice
Dust
job.
Blade. Oh,
Gonna go into a fight real quick. Equalizer.
so
Jarvan is
tanky.
able to just to
Wow.
tank everything up and get a double kill for himself.
You guys
This is-
see that? He
Wow.
flag and
this is
dragged,
just the
waited for
Jungle
his Q.
Kingdom. I'm not
It
gonna
is.
lie.
He waited for his Q to come back off cooldown, walk to the other side of it so he could knock down Rumble back up. In the middle of his knock up, he ulted him and just got both the Rel and the Rumble in one ult.
Oh,
All right. Well,
He is. And
yeah,
Gwen
but
has
no, this is just a Jungle Kingdom. But like I was saying, Jace needs this extra Dustblade damage to kill this. Like to surprisingly, once he gets like 2 items, he can just one shot this Nico Kaisa. I won't be surprised when it happens, but they have to stall this game out for this Jace to get that strong.
he is building Mana Moon 8 seconds, so he just finished it. It's
He
not
just
fully
finished
stacked
it.
yet, but he is so much stronger than this Kaisa is right now.
I like the opportunity that he has if he gets that tier fully stacked up and gets the 2 to 3 items. What I'm worried about here for Nova is maybe before they look, I don't think they'll look for anything here to engage on, but Nova doesn't have too much going for them unless they have these items. But we're on Soul right now for this next Drake, and we've got a little bit, 2 minutes before this Drake comes up. And look at this. They can't wander up. Your front line is taking half of their health bar from a couple combos. Nova is
Braum by himself is zoning this front their team out.
Nova is having a tough time getting past this. Like the amount of frontline and health that Blood Moon has to soak up damage or even just take control of the jungle wherever they go, wherever they please right now.
That was a
Like,
pretty risky smite by Poppy, to be honest, because Baron's up right now. I don't know if it's worth smiting a Raptor for that. She's gonna get it
Well,
back.
They do have
it
the
was a
damage.
15-second smite, and she needs her 1200 smite to even contest this Baron. And what
She's
I
2
want to
levels
see,
behind, though.
is Poppy has this interaction when enemy teams are trying to take Baron, where she can ult the jungle out of Baron pit. And I really want to see if this Poppy gets that opportunity to show how strong Poppy jungle is in trying to steal object. Wait,
What? That was a Nico.
That got
Mr.
me.
E.
Wow. You know what's interesting is as you were talking, I was looking for Nico on the map.
yeah,
I didn't even notice that was a Nico. That's
But
amazing.
yeah, I agree. I think it'd be interesting to see how this Poppy plays out for these objectives. And now that they're going for the Baron, they know Poppy just recalled, so this Baron should be pretty free. They don't know that they're doing it. And look how
They have
fast
no
Kaisa does
vision.
it. They got the Mythic. She's got her second item. And they say, you know what? We can spam this, reset, and then go for the Drake. The Drake is spawning in 35 seconds.
why did they light this champion through?
Kaisa should never
The
get
This
second-
champion's so disgusting.
Second game, let it through. All right. But hey, they're set it up. They're set up before this time, and they do have all their ults. Every member on each team has their ults. So this is a big. I honestly, I think the last ditch effort for Nova.
The only downside is Rel does not have flash. She's not gonna be able to get that flash W ult off when it's gonna be like the best case scenario for them is to get that off.
Wait, Kaisa's just pushing. She's
Kaisa's
fully
mid, Wayne's top. Are they just gonna
Have
get this
they've
dragon?
decided to just use Baron, I think. Oh no, they're TPing for it.
Poppy
They're still
ult
looking for this
with.
play.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness,
God.
3-woman ult. Nico, what are you doing? All right, well, Gwen's going to go onto the back line.
Gwen
Going to
should just
find
go to
some more
kill
damage.
this
But
up.
Varus is actually going to be able to get some autos off here. He's doing a lot of damage. Oh, and it's
Kaisazin,
Yeah, and
that's
then
there's the
all
scissors.
5 of them. That is an ace.
Quadra
There's
kill
the-
from.
Ace.
Oh, man, no
Not a
Penta.
Penta.
Oh,
Not a Penta.
Penta.
I saw I came in there and stole it.
I can't start screaming the Korean guy saying pentakill. I don't think there is.
They're Korean quadra.
Kill. No, you got to do
Quadra kill.
oh my goodness, I forget the league, but I think it's Brazil. They let it out quadra key. Like, oh, I love it. I love the
I've
enthusiasm.
never watched Brazilian. Is there a Brazilian esports?
Yes,
Oh, yes, there is, and it's so
Brazil's
good.
huge on sports.
CB Law.
Oh, I've never. I only watch LCK and LPL.
Pentaki. It's so
Just a
good.
little side note after this game, though.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed that C9 lost. How? Like, energy? Early? That's
Just
so
proves that
disappointing.
Energy
Sometimes
diff.
the underdog is just better. You know?
Hey, sometimes you get
Unfortunately-
the script and it's not in your favor that day.
Unfortunately, it's looking like the underdog in this situation is not gonna be
Yeah.
able to hold on to this game for much longer.
C9's definitely not losing this game. Maybe
is
if
a-
you
that
guys
is a
sign
big hope.
Berserker. Maybe if you guys sign Berserker, maybe. That guy's a demon, though. Berserker is so insane. Okay,
Man,
we're
Blood Moon is so good at locking down these objectives and just taking control of the enemy jungle.
They're four. They've got soul. They're so tanky. We've talked about the front line and how much health they have. Now they're just stacking more and more with the Drakes, and I don't think there's much damage left on Novice's side to even contest anything. Like they
Oh,
just look at they're 2 man. They're just going in whenever they want. But
It's just two
Nico's here on the
guys. They just
side
knock
looking
Nico.
for
right in.
potentially something. Kaiser's gonna go in the back,
I came
get
in.
one person knock up here on the Jace. Gonna follow up with
that's
2
just
kills.
game.
That's over.
That's just him.
There's nothing Novice can do. They have gotten outdrafted, outplayed, outskilled, outsmarted, unfortunately for them. But fortunately, Blood Moon has just they've played so well this game. They turned it around from game 2. Game 2 looked very, troublesome for them. And then they made it work in their favor. Maybe it was they needed that pause, needed to make sure they
Needed
Maybe
that mental reset from all the issues that were happening.
exactly.
my main takeaway from this series is that they straight up banned the jungler every game, 3 bans, and this guy is still put on. He still
It-
made this his show,
He's just outperforming everyone.
and he was 3 straight banned like every game. That's crazy to me.
I I just the 3 straight ban jungle is interesting, and then also the fact that like Kaisa, like
Yeah,
Kai'Sa.
you focus the 3 man ban onto one person, and the strongest champion in the game competitively right now, or even just in general, Kaisa.
General.
It's
I would
like
argue Tristana, Kaisa. Yeah, those two.
yeah, it's like
Yeah, that's a build. I'm interested that he's going Rabadons instead of Nashers, but usually in this Navori build, you still go Nashers for that W evolve, while
This is
Gwen
why
is
Gwen
just solo
better
killing.
Rumble.
They're just
That
solo
right there.
killing, and then Jace is just solo killing various like, or that's not Jace, that's a Jarvan. Um, yeah, this game's over. Uh,
there's
but
Yeah.
yeah,
nothing left to this
you
game.
usually opt out to the Nashers for the attack speed and the W evolve because it's actually very well like it works together with the Navori passive. But Novasphere's trying. Oh, two
Nico
man
ult
Nico are
again. I don't think she's missed an ult this game.
again. You let Nico Kaisa through a draft. I don't know.
Beautifully done. I'll be honest. Beautifully
Yeah,
done
Very,
by
very
them
well
to finish off
executed.
this series. They Novice took the first game off of them in this tournament or in the scene, but at the end of the day, Blood Moon turned it back around and say, you know what? That was just a hiccup. That was a one and done, and now they they're back to being menaces because that the first game and that third game, absolute stomp, just disgusting.
One-sided game all the way. And their game, Blood Moon tried to make game two a winnable game. They almost did. They had some really good plays. It
they
just
did.
didn't work out in their favor in the end. But now we get to see just how impactful this Nico was with 16,000 damage and having the most damage in the whole game. With hitting those 3 man and 2 man ults is just so important for their team.
Just want to talk about how Rel has become like the Nautilus, like how what Nautilus used to be, either like a
I
hit or
still
miss
feel like
champion.
Nautilus is still better, in my
No,
opinion.
no, I'm saying like Rel is just a hit or miss champion. She either wins you the game or she's completely useless. And that's what Nautilus used to be like the definition of in pro
Yeah.
play.
I
And
feel like
now I don't know.
I don't know. Rella was picked in every single game today, which is really interesting. It just shows how important people feel that Rel is for their team comps.
And remind me, all 3 games you was support rail, right? There was no
Hmm.
jungle.
Yeah, no jungle
Hmm.
Rel whatsoever.
And I think we said this around game 2. It's just I feel as if they're losing so much potential of not having the jungler be the one to play the rel because she gets so much more value out of the gold that she can obtain and the level lead that she can obtain from that jungle. And the ganks are great. I've haven't tried it myself, but I've heard that the clear is not
The clear
terrible.
is so disgusting. It's
But
so disgustingly good.
and so I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of great picks for support, like Braum as we saw this game,
Braum,
but that
Alistar,
can go
Nautilus.
so well with the rel in the jungle. Whereas
something like they picked up the Sejuani in one of the games, I believe, or something like that, where I was like, okay, it's a hit or miss, maybe, but like, what about that Rel jungle? I'm not sure if it's too much of like they don't play the tanks in the jungle, and whatnot, but I am interested in seeing in the future, picks like that. But overall, these drafts were pretty interesting. They kept the same pace. We always saw, the Kaisa is just absolutely dominant in everything that she does. The Varus, questionable. And, like you talked about, I think more of a poke would have been better off this game rather than the on-hit Varus.
It definitely would have been. He would have been so much more impactful. He didn't do nearly enough damage to make a difference in any of these team fights with just his like all he could do was throw his Q out. Throw his ult, throw his Q, and then walk around. He couldn't get in because of this Braum, because of this Jarvan. The moment that he walked up, he would CC into oblivion. There was nothing he could do. But I don't think we're gonna see Blood Moon specifically picking Rel as a jungler because I don't think their jungler plays tank jungles. I think that he's mostly a carry
Playmaking,
style,
playmaking fair.
playmaking,
Yeah,
yeah, style jungler, which is just I guess unfortunate if you want to see Rel jungle, but he's proven that he doesn't even need to pick a champion that he plays often. Maybe he could probably make it happen.
he could.
I'm interested to see it.
I've played with him sometimes, and he's a very just mechanically good player. Like he knows what to do. He knows like when he goes in, he knows exactly why he's going in, and he's not just sending it like some people do. And sometimes this Poppy is just sending it and not really like calculating the engages. I just felt like this series really showed Blood Moon's strength is not only like people have been talking their bot lane. Their jungler is here to like show who owns the jungle, both of them. This guy is insane. Okay.
Zon,
Lady,
you do the
Yeah,
honors.
you're
sounds
just
good.
good at it.
I appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out and watching. It has been a wonderful series as we got to see the first game taken away from Blood Moon, and a good showing by Nova at this point. I was really excited after game two to see what they had in store, but at the end of the day, Blood Moon showed us why they're the strongest team in the tournament. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to our partners, Dubby, Red Dragon, Cinch Gaming. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful time. We'll be back, I believe, here tomorrow or the next day after. But keep in touch on the Discord, looking down into the Twitch, down in Twitch on Twitter to keep up to date for these games. And we will all see you very, very soon. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a blessed night. Take care.
Bye.